Good morning, scavengers. Good morning.
Check it
Hope
out.
y'all are doing well.
Scavenger was wearing his sunglasses at night.
Gotta wear my shades.
I kind of like
No,
them.
those were kind of cool. They blink in the dark.
Found
those in a storage unit.
So funny.
Aura LEDs.
I wonder what they're good for. I mean,
I
other
don't
than
know.
they light up, maybe to party. New Year's Eve. You never know.
Alrighty. Hope y'all are doing well today. Thank y'all for joining us. Let's go through and say hello to everybody. Look at Storage Scavengers here. Shocker. He shows up to his own live show. Way to go. Good morning, Mary Brown. Hope you're doing
Mary.
Fantastic. And the Hustler girls are here. Hello, Sarah and Jackie. Thank y'all for joining us.
We were just talking about y'all this afternoon.
And let's see. Michelle P is here. Hello, Michelle P. I hope you're having a fantastic day down in Australia.
Looks like the scavengers are in the house right now.
And Simply Dana is here. Hello, Simply Dana. Thanks for joining us today. Hello, Lucinda.
Hi,
hope
Lucinda.
You're having a fantastic day.
I'm back.
Did I miss somebody else up here?
I'm feeling much better.
Sure. Nope, that's back into their conversation. So, Ma, hello, Tina, hello, Tim.
Hi,
I hope y'all are having a fantastic day. I hope Tim's feeling better and better. I know he's still been having some issues here and there.
Watching the presidential.
Alma, hello, Alma. Thank you for coming today. I hope you're doing well.
Alma. Hi, Joyce.
Joyce. Thank you, Joyce. Hello. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you all for joining us today. We've got 14 people in the chat to start with. That's actually a pretty good start for us today. So thank you all for joining us and having a great time.
Hi, everybody. I'm back.
That was my trailer that Robin just made us. This is our first time playing the new trailer since we got it.
I really liked it.
Robin did a really great job.
Robin.
In case y'all didn't know, there's a link to her channel, not only to Robin's channel, but also to her video creation channel where she actually does her services for the trailers. If you want a trailer, I really highly recommend her. I tell everybody she's not cheap, but she's worth it. She did a great job.
She did a really
on
good
my
job
trailer, and she did it in less than a day. I mean, she and I talked about it at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and by like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, she was like, "Hey, you want to see your trailer?" I was like, I was expecting like a week or so to get it back.
Well, of course, you have someone in the family who does that
hours.
to you. He has a family member that's just as talented.
And there's Lisa and Jason. Hello, Lisa and Jason. Hope y'all are doing well. Missed y'all's show Friday night. I'm so sorry y'all had to cancel, but I do understand.
Oh, you missed the show. I was like,
no, they canceled the show at the last minute.
Oh.
They had some other things come up. So,
okay.
They did not do the show Friday night.
Sorry, Lisa. So. I was still under the weather.
So, I hope y'all are having a wonderful day today. We have been busy. For those of you that do not know, me being the crazy person that I am and don't follow my own advice.
Never. Can't be true.
No,
Not the
not
storage scavenger.
not me.
Not you, right?
No, I did. Well, I'm kind of doing this. I've been doing a lot of work on it over the weekend, but I'm not actually going as fast as I have been full time on it. But we did start another YouTube channel. And the reason why is because I've been getting a ton of questions about YouTube related stuff from other people as I go around the community.
Hi, Joy.
And that content just does not fit here. So
Hey, can you scroll over a
I
little
just
bit?
dropped a link in the chat. Any of you that are building your own YouTube channels that want to understand about how to grow on
Thank
YouTube, how to gain more subscribers, how to gain more views, longer watch times, how to do some of the behind the scenes stuff. We already got a step-by-step tutorial series on StreamYard up there. We also are doing some videos on the behind the scenes of the YouTube studio and how to use all the different tools that are available inside the studio there. And so basically that's what it's going to be about. It's going to be about, strategies and advice on how to grow your channel, but also going to be a lot of behind the scenes stuff and a lot of the tutorials. And just, it's kind of like what we're doing with this channel with the reselling and with the storage auctions, but more on the YouTube side of things. So sharing our journey and sharing the things that we've learned over the last year, building a YouTube channel and continuing to grow our channel. So,
thanks for joining us, Dana.
So thank you, Dana. I appreciate it.
Yes.
We've already gotten, we just started it.
I'm the crazy one.
It's 3 days old. I've already gotten 14 subscribers in 3 days.
Oh yeah.
I've already gotten my first 5 videos. Oh, and I've already gotten a channel with a link from a much bigger channel in that niche that has over 100,000 subscribers.
He's been working very hard. Very hard.
So I'm excited. I'm just making connections. And I'm doing the same things that I've been doing.
I'm excited?
Why?
Because you changed my logo. I still like the other logo.
She doesn't like my new graphic.
Well, actually,
I like it. I think it's much better than the old one was.
Yes and no. I think it looks cool on apparel.
Yes, Lisa was like my second subscriber on the new channel.
I really liked.
She was one of the first ones over there. So we really appreciate y'all that are helping to support us and helping us to grow the new channel.
I haven't even seen the new channel. I didn't even know anything about it until last night. Storage Scavenger has been kind of doing this on the sly.
Well, the main reason why I did it, okay, just a few weeks ago, and some of these videos, the reason I was able to put them up so fast is I've already been recording them, and I was just editing them and getting them ready, and then once I had the channel set up, they were ready to upload. But
it's all right. It's cool.
Here's the thing.
Talk about surprises, though.
One of the things that I've found is I've had so many people, and I had like just a couple of weeks ago, I had one day, I did 5 tutorials in one day on teaching people how to use StreamYard. And then the very next day, I had people calling me, asking me how to set up their homepage on YouTube and how to set up different things.
Right.
And I've had people constantly coming to me, asking me, I've had people coming to me saying, I've been doing this for a year and a half, 2 years. How is it that you've gotten almost 1,000 subscribers? I'm only at 500 subscribers. I'm only at 400 subscribers.
I'm happy to see you.
So I was like, what have I done differently than others? And I've had other people that have grown faster than I have. I know some people that in a year have gone to 10,000 subscribers, but I've also not grown. I've grown faster than some and not as fast as others. But I've learned a lot and I've studied a lot about how YouTube works to get where I am today. And I'm continuing to study. I just finished a week-long intensive. That's one of the things that I talked about it before. When Jessica was in the hospital, I had signed up for it like a month and a half before.
Wait, which time? Time?
No, yeah, this last time when you were. It was the time before.
It was the time before, I thought.
The time before, back in August, I was in the middle of a YouTube creator challenge, which was basically one of the YouTube channels that I follow was doing a very intensive, a 7-day intensive training on how to improve your YouTube channels. And I've made a lot of changes to this channel since then, which is part of why we've had the explosive growth over the last month and a half that we've had, because of some of the changes that we've made since I went through that challenge.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that a whole lot. So because I went through that challenge and I've learned so much about how YouTube works, and I've learned a lot about how some of the tools that we use work. I decided to start a separate channel to keep that content off of here, because even though I'm kind of talking mainly to the reselling community right now, I do plan to expand that and go more broad and more general towards, the general YouTube creator audience over time. But the thing with it is there's a lot of things that are different in that niche and in that way of doing things than it is in the reselling community. And there's a lot of things I'm doing differently with that channel. It's also a totally different style of content than what I'm used to recording. Usually I'm doing vlog style where, I'm showing snippets and clips of what we're doing throughout the day, versus this is more, it's not really scripted, but I have to plan out what I'm going to say, and
especially to me,
plan it out, practice my stuff.
I have a bad habit of getting us off track, right?
And I'm working on getting better at the presentation side and how I'm sharing the content and keeping myself on track instead of getting distracted. But it's a lot different style of content. But once I have all the pre-work done, like the research and the listing and everything out, the content is a lot faster to make.
So guys, I got hold of Storage Scavenger the other day. Hi, Kathy. I got hold of the Storage Scavenger the other day. Hi,
Kathy. For those of y'all that don't know, Music has changed her name to Kathy's Corner. And thank you for joining us, Kathy. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for having me on your show a little bit earlier this afternoon.
You never told me she changed her name.
It just happened a few hours ago.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess I'm okay with that.
The girls are in here. They did not say hi, so I hope it's good. All right, Betty. Well, they are here. So now they are begging for your apology. They are here. And hello, Miss Cha-Cha. Hope you're doing well today. Cha-Cha. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're having a great day.
Well, as I said, I got kind of a hold of the Storage Scavenger when I got back from being sick. I told him that he needed to get his rest because he's been staying up till having fun with you guys, actually, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Unfortunately, I told him he would have to kind of cut some of that back a little bit because he is a booger bear to wake up to in the morning when he has not had enough sleep. And he's going to bed about 3, 4, sometimes 5 in the morning. And some of it is him. Some of it's my daughter.
Yeah, well, there's been a few of those days I've tried to go to bed at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then Emily's awake and she's not been feeling well. So then I'm holding her, and then I'm still up until dawn or till the nurses get here at 8, and then I'm going to sleep.
So I told him to pick a few channels throughout the week and maybe cut back to 1 or 2 days. He's still not very listening, but he is trying a little bit. Because he does have a lot of work.
And that's part of what I wanted to talk about tonight is, well, let me move the camera over so that
I was going to say, they can barely see me because I can barely see me. Okay.
That's because I have to move the camera from my.
That's why I was scoot over. I was scoot over.
So a lot of the videos too, if those of you that have watched the new channel, the videos mostly are being done right here. So I'm being shooting on my webcam instead of on the phone. So you still got my wonderful wood panel plain backdrop, which people keep telling me I need to add some decoration there. I also honestly, part of the reason why I'm not worried about decorating this space is because I'm not planning on keeping my studio this space. I'm wanting to actually move things around a little bit, including my desk locations.
Yeah. Be nice, James. Move over. Jessica's channel's taking over.
I am a sweetheart. Do you not see my over my
head? Wish, but James actually takes over more times. I hardly get to work. Why is sometimes he says I'm gonna karate chop ya. See, I did that. See?
Yep.
Karate chopped him.
So before we really get going, I wanted to talk tonight before we get into the Q&A and the chit chat. I wanted to talk a little bit about the work-life balance, the work and the family balance, and how we. That's one of the areas we've been struggling a lot with,
especially because him.
Here's the thing: is with the kids and Jessica, and like Jessica was sick, she was in the hospital, she'd been in and out of the hospital. So even before she went in the hospital, she needed more help. When she came out of the hospital, she needed more help. And then I've got Emily. So it's been hard going back and forth and trying to balance getting the work done and getting the family stuff done, because there's so many things that have to get done, having to drop everything and go run errands and go and do everything that needs to be done. Yeah. And so the business struggles because the business also needs attention.
Right.
And the family needs attention. And I can't be in both places at the same time, as much as, people
it was sometimes horrible this morning, wasn't it?
Imagine that I would be.
I felt so bad for James this morning and myself, because I went to sleep. I went to sleep early, guys, 8:00. Next thing I know, I ate, what was it? Chili dogs. I found out I can't eat chili dogs right now. So I woke up to my stomach hurting and having problems. And
hey, Danica.
And anyways.
And tonight's topic goes right along, in case y'all didn't see it. Danica's show this morning went right along with what we're talking about here, because I was already planning this show out last night. And then I saw Danica's show this afternoon, and pretty much what they were talking about, the same thing I'm wanting to talk about.
So let me finish what I was saying. So anyways, I felt bad because I woke up and then I couldn't go back to sleep. Unfortunately, once I'm awake, I'm awake. So there's me and Storage Scavenger awake at 1:00 in the morning. And then he goes to sleep about what? It was like 4. I think it was about 4 this morning. I didn't get to sleep because my stomach was still hurting. I was still not feeling well all the way up to like 7:30 this morning. But our daughter decides that she's not going to have it. The nurse comes in and she goes to go do some stuff. And let's just say she was screaming her head off and she was not going to have it. Now, Jesse did not like that at all. He is at that stage where nobody can hug me, nobody can give me kisses, nothing. So I had to call Storage Scavenger and wake him up and tell him, hey, you need to come take him. Everybody?
No, I'm still up there. I'm just
so he had to come and take him and wake up, and with only how many hours of sleep, James, now?
Like 2.
Yeah, I guess it was 2 hours of sleep. So Storage Scavenger only had 2, but I had less than him. Luckily, I did get a little bit of sleep afterwards because he takes a nap about 11, so I did get an hour or 2 in after that. But she was in a lot of pain today, and that's kind of how our days go sometimes, isn't it? So how do we? What do you do when you have that kind of problem? You're having to take time off because both of them are like, they were dogpiling me, actually, and I still was not feeling good this morning. So that's why I had to call him in. I was like, I'm sorry, but he keeps on getting on my stomach and it hurts, and oh well.
Yep. So and that's where part of the issue, because like over the weekend, Saturday, we didn't have a nurse, which meant one of us had to have Jessica, the other one had to have, that's Chacha.
I just wanted to tell you that anytime, just let me know. We'll can hang out together. I saw your message, but James was talking. I didn't get a chance to tell you, so I just wanted to let you know.
So, some of the things that, what do we do to balance that time? We've got to find, sometimes you got to realize it's not balance as in the business gets an equal amount of time as the family, but what you got to do is you know, what I'm trying to do more and more of, and I'm still not great at it. I'm still working. I talked a lot about it during my time management stuff last week, which is chunking down my time. So when I get a few minutes here and there, I've got to spend that few minutes working on things when I can. But then part of it is focused attention. And that's really hard for me because I'm really ADD, and it's not like I can just turn on a switch and be focused. It takes me time to get that focus, and that's one of the frustrating things for me, because when I get hyper focused, when I get into that zone,
then you have someone like me,
and then you break me out of that zone.
Yep.
It takes me hours to get back into it.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like a writer.
And that happens with me almost on a daily basis. As soon as I get in the zone, I start getting in a flow and I start getting things done.
There comes me.
Here comes Jessica. I have to drop everything and do whatever she wants.
And it just sucks because sometimes it'll be an hour or two, and then he's like,
and she's like 5 minutes. Oh, it's only something that takes 5 minutes, but that 5 minutes totally blows the focus and the zone that I was in, and now I can't get back into it.
Yeah, I feel very
fighting
bad
to
for
get
that
back
sometimes.
into that zone.
Yeah, especially with the recording. Sometimes he doesn't tell me he's recording, and I'll walk in and he's like,
now I got to go back and re-record whatever I was just recording.
Yeah. And I wish you would tell me a little bit, because sometimes our voices carry from the other room. I can get kind of loud when I'm in a, as
Thank you,
know,
Jackie.
I can get kind of loud.
I guess it finally kicked in.
Oh yeah, the merchandise. So I don't like it on there. I miss my little animated raccoon, but it does look pretty cool on merchandise. So evens itself out. I do like it on the merchandise, I will say, but I miss my little animated raccoon.
Yeah, setting the boundaries. And see, part of it's differences in how we were raised. Because like one of the issues for me, part of how I was raised is when you're at work, it's a do not disturb zone. And you got to treat me when I'm working here just like when I was at a job. So don't call me and bug me unless it's a family emergency. And most of the stuff you call and bug me about is not an emergency.
Okay, women, how many times has your child called you while you are at work saying, Mom,
but you're not a child, you're 45 years old.
It doesn't matter. If it has to do with your child, you know, you have to take a little bit of time. I'm just saying, how many times has your husband called you at work? I know a lot of the nurses that are still at work, and they're getting called.
Oh, there it goes.
They're getting called at work by their husbands. Their husbands touch base with them. I understand where you're coming from, though, but storage scavenger is still kind of new to some of this stuff, and I can kind of understand exactly where he's coming from, and he does make a point. I'm not saying he doesn't make a point, and sometimes I do have to kind of sort of like remember that he's at work. The part that I have the problem with out of the whole thing is storage scavenger works from the time that he gets up all the way to like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
I don't have a child, but I have an Ian.
See, I understand what is that your husband, Cha-Cha? Is Ian her husband?
Yeah.
Yeah. Understand that. So I do too. I have a storage scavenger. But like I was saying, I do understand where he's coming from, but it's kind of hard because storage scavenger will work a lot of hours. And if I went and didn't interrupt him during some of that hours, he would just continue to just work. And I don't see him. We don't talk sometimes. There's day. I mean, just the other day he called and he said, well, I didn't know that. I said, well, I tried to tell you, but you were like too busy to talk to me. You know, stuff like that happens because he gets into that zone that he's talking about. He's in that zone. You can't get him out of the way. And then I know you women know what I'm talking about when your husbands go, yeah, okay. You ask them a question. Well, is that okay? And then they're like, yeah, sure, that's okay. And then like days later, they're telling you, well, you never mentioned that. And I'm like, yes, I did. I mentioned it. We had the conversation 2 days ago. Well, I don't remember you saying that. How many of you women have had that happen to you? I know I have it constantly over here because he's so focused. He just tells me, okay, to kind of sort of shut me up.
Yep. This is part of the whole work from home dilemma. And it's something that I don't see a lot of people talking about. It's part of why I wanted to bring it up. I don't have the all-in-one solution for the problem, but it's something that needs to be addressed, and it's something that people need to be aware of. It's
Kathy,
something,
I agree.
if you're getting into this business, if you're getting into a work from home situation, it's something you have to be aware of.
See, that's the problem is yes, there is a fine line between work is work, no matter what you work from. And I agree with you, Kathy. He needs to take time to take a break, to do lunch or whatever, because I don't get his time like that. And that's why I was kind of getting on to him a little bit.
You give my time all day, every day, and I don't have time to work. That's the problem.
When do we have to sit down and have conversations? For you not to know that they had a doctor's appointment.
You never stop.
You didn't even know
talking,
your kids
even when
had a
you're
doctor's
asleep.
appointment. No. We don't talk like that. I think lunch. But I do break him sometimes. I have to get him out of the zone. But like I was saying, and he's saying, there is a fine line between work, and I think we just need to set a time, like Kathy said, like this time is like family time, an hour or two. But the thing is guys are what is it? What, they leave at 6 o'clock. Our nurses leave about 5 and 6. So he does take a break between 5 and 6, but he helps with our daughter.
There's our very own celebrity there, Mr. Matt Romero. He was featured on Pirates Channel today. Congratulations, Matt. That was a great video.
Michelle, I've tried that already, but it's kind of hard to pin him down. He gets in that zone, and that's just it. And his time that he thinks that he's spending with, he barely spends time with the kids. So most of that time he's with them. We do kind of sort of talk, but honestly, half the time he's ADD. Like he says, he's ADD. So half the time I see him, he's watching y'all on YouTube, watching other stuff, because he just cannot sit still. So I don't really have his whole attention the whole single time. I think, like Kathy said, we probably have to set a time out to do a lunch and just be like, okay, no kids, just us two. But I do remember the last time we did do that, it was a very uncomfortable dinner or lunch. I think we had the whole conversation was talking about the weather. You remember that? I think it was like Valentine's Day. He took me out to eat. But he is trying to get a little bit better with spreading out. Don't you think? Don't you think that you're trying to work a little bit better and harder? He's been trying to go to sleep.
I'm trying to get time to work.
Well, that too, but he is.
And
he is
you're
trying to
sitting
get
here
some sleep.
making it sound like I don't do anything but work, and I'm fighting tooth and nail to have a few minutes a day to work.
You do work. When I come in here, you're working. Every time I come in here, you're working. You're editing. You're doing new video. Like today, I came in, you were working. Yeah. I didn't know you were doing a video, though.
Like I said, I get a few minutes here, and I get a few minutes there, and I get a few minutes there.
And believe it or not, when you're chatting with everybody, you're kind of working, but you're relaxing too. By the way, I've come up on some really raunchy stuff at 2-3 o'clock in the morning from storage scavenger guys.
That wasn't for me. I was off of the live show. I was just watching Cha-Cha's channel by that point in time. Anybody got a hand?
So yeah.
The after hours show is not on my channel, y'all.
Let's just say y'all should see sometimes his reaction when I walk in. He's like, "Oh shoot,
I need to close this out.
Yeah, I need to close this. What the heck is she gonna? What is she gonna hear this time? I hear some funky stuff that I'm like, oh, okay, what are you doing over there, storage scavenger?
Well, see, we have a debate over that whole question right there. Is sometimes I get a chance to work, and whenever I get a chance to get a lot done, I can get a lot done in a short amount of time. But sometimes it's fighting tooth and nail.
Lately, he's been getting interrupted a lot.
And that was kind of my point is, when we're having crisis after crisis after crisis hitting the family.
That's the problem right now.
We still got to pay the bills, and we still got to make some money somehow. And if I'm constantly having to drop everything I'm doing to take care of the family, how the heck am I supposed to make any money?
I had to leave last week.
Well, you
for two reasons. One, because he wasn't going to be able to get anything done. I realized that, and he couldn't cater to me the way that I really needed to be catered to because I just came out of the hospital.
Well, and I
mean,
got quite a
he
bit
tried.
done, but
I mean,
also,
he did try, but
I only had the daytime to work because at night I had Emily because you left, but I still had Emily.
Yeah,
and once the nurses went home, it was me and Emily for the rest of the night.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's been kind of hard on him a little bit. I'm not saying he doesn't work. That's not the problem. The problem is
oh no, you don't want to see the hidden cameras in our house so we can see everything that goes on.
I'm glad there's no hidden cameras over here.
Maybe not in the bathroom.
He has to split it, Kathy. He has to split it, but not first thing in the morning because it takes. That's the problem. That part of the problem is he hangs out with y'all till like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, we have nurses that come in at 8 o'clock, so he's going to bed about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Then at 8 o'clock, he's getting waken up by the nurses. And then he's getting upset because we're talking and he can't go back to sleep because he stayed up till 3, 4 o'clock in the night. And he is just a grumpy bear. He's not a morning person, never has been. So then when he does wake up, he's got to have his cup of coffee. It takes him about, an hour or two for you to fully wake up. So his day really doesn't sometimes start until like, depending on how late he stayed up, could be like 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been trying to let him sleep on some days. There's other days, like today was not one of those days. He went to bed at 4 or 5 o'clock and woke up at 7.
We're up by 8:30, 8 o'clock, and we're up all
and he's
day,
killing himself, and he's really killing himself.
And that's more the norm than the other, where we're sleep.
That's more the norm.
The other is more of my body gets to the point where it shuts down, and then I sleep for like.
Yeah. So then
9 or 10 hours.
So then he wakes up about 12, 1 o'clock. By that time, half the day is gone. And I've been slowly trying to get him up before then, but he just won't get up because he's staying up so late. So that's where I had to say, hey, you need to kind of sort of calm down, pick 2 days. I know you love being with the women.
It's not just that, but it's also the other stuff. I mean,
yeah, there is other stuff in between there.
He's doing
other stuff like
there's a lot
going
of
to the storage room, clearing out the storage room, clearing our.
Well, but I'm saying after everybody else goes to bed, I get more work done in a couple of hours after everybody else has gone to bed than I can all day because I'm constantly being interrupted. And I'm being told I'm never interrupted, and yet it happens all day, every day.
Well, no, there was one time that Scavenger said that I interrupted him. And it was actually opposite. The nurse dropped her mouth up and she was like, when were you interrupting him? He was more interrupting you than the other way around. But I will not say that I didn't interrupt him before then. I mean, there was a couple of times I did interrupt him. I do try to leave him alone unless there's like a predicament where I'm in pain or I can't get up. Then I have to call him to kind of do it. But lately, it's just been a lot of work for him in that area.
I like that suggestion, Susanna.
He won't do it.
We've tried it, and every time we try it, it gets thrown out the window as soon as we try to sort of any kind of a schedule because our life is so chaotic.
Yep.
Because especially with Emily, a lot of things go minute by minute as far as we don't know what's going to happen.
Like this weekend? She's got a UTI.
Yeah, we had no nurse Saturday. She's got a UTI, so
took her to the hospital, to the doctor. And then there's times we actually have hospital bags packed and ready for when she gets sick, because when she goes down, she goes down. She's lucky she didn't make a hospital stay, to be honest with you. But
see, here's the thing for me too. Jessica is always complaining that I don't spend enough time with the family, yet out of all the families, especially even in our situation with a special needs child, all the families that I know to and talk to, they all tell me that I spend more time with my family than any of the others because they're working like all the time. Literally, they work to make a living so that the mom can stay home and take care of the child. That's like all they do. Their life is work, 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 work. And yet I'm the one going to all the doctor's appointments, running all the errands for the house, doing the grocery shopping, doing all the stuff. If we eat at home, it's because I cooked it.
But you've got to remember, I have been sick. So yes, you're going to have to pick
before
up.
You got sick.
James, I've been sick since February. And last year I had a child. So, I mean, then Emily got sick right afterwards. So since 2019 going to 2020, I can understand his frustration. Our youngest child is going to be 2 in February. So he's 1.5 and he's at that stage where.
The preschool, Michelle, he's enrolled in preschool, but because of COVID,
he has to
they're
stay
still
home.
not going to the preschool. They're doing lessons with the preschool kids online, but that's one of the things is we've actually got him enrolled. He was supposed to start and then COVID broke out.
Yeah, COVID broke out. So I'm having to deal sometime with both of them, and it can be very trying because I have 3. So I have a 19-year-old. He is sometimes at that stage, he's still here, but he wants to move out. But he does say, Mom, I'm hungry. So I have a 19-year-old that tells me that. I'm dealing with all the kids, basically. It can be very nerve-wracking. I understand where James is coming from and stuff like that. So, but he doesn't really understand where I'm coming from at the same time. Because
I understand.
Well, did you have Jesse when I was sick? No, you still had time I made sure that you still had time. You have not had Jesse, Emily, and Hunter all at the same time. I do. And until you can live that kind of life, you will understand where I'm coming from. And this is day in. I do not get to break. The most break I had was when I went to my dad's house. That's the most break that I had from anything. And it was very relaxing. I really needed it. I'm so glad he let me go. And he needed it too. He needed a break from me. He needed to get some work done because he has been really freaked out because this whole COVID thing just blew everything out of the water. And then it doesn't help that I'm sick. And I don't know how long I'm going to be sick. We don't know what's going to happen, with the doctors.
We're still waiting to get the rest of the tests done so that we can find out what's going on.
So Scavenger really has he doesn't think that I understand, but I do. I do understand. And I'm trying to be a little bit better, but with me just recovering, it's been very, very hard. I'd have to say. And I'm hoping when I get to be fully, then I can be back on track to being the way that I need to be for him so that he can start doing a lot more stuff.
Hi, Caroline.
Stuff.
And part of the problem is, and I know several people have already suggested this in some of the chats I've talked to, is family helping us out. And family has tried to help out when and where they can. But
they usually want to take Jesse.
I mean, they'll help out with Jesse. Some of them have had, we've had several of them that have kept Jesse for weeks at a time just because we couldn't handle him with everything else going on with Jessica and Emily.
But then we still have the COVID thing going on.
But yeah, we still have COVID going on. And the thing is all of them are struggling right now too. A lot of people, even around here, a lot of people are either working from home or still out of work.
Yeah.
And so they're struggling financially. They're struggling with, family issues of their own. And none of them are close. The closest family member to us is 45 minutes away. And they can't, your sister and your dad.
Oh, I thought it was like 30 minutes, but okay. Yeah, they're about 30, 45
minutes. Well, they're
away.
30 minutes to San Marcos, and then it's another 15 minutes out to where they live.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So that's 45 minutes.
About 45 minutes, yeah.
And my parents are about an hour and 15 minutes. So
and the thing is we can't be sure that...
No, Wes, this is not an option.
No, we can't be sure that they have been quarantining like we have been quarantining. And they feel very uncomfortable taking care of Emily. So,
oh, Jackie, no, that is not appropriate.
Giving them a lot of sugar.
Hey, Wes.
Hey, Wes.
Oh, there's Gary. Hi, Gary.
Yeah, he doesn't do that, Ma.
What?
But he did do a little bit like.
I've been saying that for 10 years.
He does and he doesn't. Let's just put it that way.
Hey,
He does
Texas
more
Val.
of doesn't, but when he has to, he will help out. Like he did take me over to my dad's. He did stay with me over there for the week with my dad to make sure everything was going right. He did take care of Emily for a little bit while I was in the hospital.
Yeah, he does help out. Like when I get in hospital, he's helped out with Emily so that I could spend time at the hospital with Jessica.
Yeah.
But I shut down the business while she was in the hospital again. I shut down pretty much everything for the most part, except for a couple of auctions. And I'm still getting caught up on shipping on all
I was
the
just really sick. I was running a high temperature. It was like 103 and they couldn't break it. So they didn't know what was going on.
Yep.
Rhonda, no, you're not invisible today. I did.
You must be blocked. No, she's actually been having problems with certain chats and she's saying stuff in the chat and it never shows up.
I did see her earlier.
I said hi earlier, Rhonda.
Yeah, we tried that up too. It didn't work.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, did we get them new merchandise? You haven't had time to finish the Christmas merchandise yet? I know you said I haven't even seen it yet. I know he said he was going to show me. Gary, yes, I am feeling better. Luckily.
Yeah. Well, we're all stressed. And there's a lot of
he's not the only one because
we're all stressed out.
He doesn't see. So he has his side, yes, but he doesn't see what I go through. The nurses get to see I'm fighting not only being sick, going on lives with James, but I'm also in the daytime. James will tell you you're on the phone 24/7. That's because I'm taking care of stuff that needs to be taken care of, like doctor's appointments, insurance, and I'm the type of person that I'll call until I get somebody live. And if it takes me all day, then I'm on there all day to get whatever needs to be done. I'm the one that goes and gets the mechanic if our car breaks down. I'm the one that changes the oil. It's not storage scavenger, it's me. I'm the one that finds the mechanics. I'm the one that finds the roofers. So I do a lot of that kind of stuff. One is because James is not really good at talking to people.
Yeah, I know.
Surprise!
I talk to people all day, every day on YouTube, and I'm not good at talking
to
people.
He's not really good at talking to people other than that. So he doesn't see some of the outside stuff. And then part of it is I'll start stuff and I'll get going, but then my energy wears out. So I have just barely gotten to where I've been taking over the cooking again, but it's been a while before I was just feeling so bad. I just couldn't cook. So James didn't actually cook tonight. He didn't cook.
But we ate out. And that's what I said earlier. If I don't cook, we eat out.
But we didn't have anything fast enough to make either. So we forgot to pull stuff out of the thing. But we've got it planned for tomorrow. Tomorrow we will have pot roast and just put it in a crock pot. So we should be good, right? Yeah, and I'm getting really stressed out about it because it's just not that. He did shut down in February. He was going through, so I think he just had a lot of stress on his, like y'all say, he has to worry about us. He's the only provider. So he kind of shut down in February. I could not get him to do anything. And when COVID hit, he was dealing with me. His business had to shut down for a little bit. And then when I was I had to go and kick him and say, hey, you need to start getting to work. We really need you to bring in some money, get to work, Well,
that's what I was.
So there was a few months that was on him.
Well, yeah, there was. And I've admitted, I take responsibility for my part whenever I shut down because I went into a depression and I went into being so stressed out of my mind, and I'm trying to not go back into that again.
Yeah.
Now the way things are.
And he's gotten a lot better because I can tell you, I was kind of surprised that he didn't go down the last 2 times I went down. He has kind of shown the stress a little bit
I've been stressed.
He has shown the stress as soon as I get out of the hospital. I get to hear things.
Actually, it's more stressful.
But he was a little
after.
better.
Part of it too is a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, she's home," and it's great that she's home, but at the same time,
it's very stressful.
It's actually more stressful on me because it's more work for me to have to do.
Mm-hmm.
When
there's been stuff that he's been having to do.
She's not done healing yet. Usually, when they send her home, so I'm still having to take care of her. And nurse her, and take care of Emily, and take care of Jesse when he.
Well, we usually send Jesse out. We'll send Jesse away because
while he's gone,
there's none of us
he comes home.
Really...
He's got to come home eventually.
Yeah,
and still got to take care of the business. And still got to take care of everything else.
Mm-hmm. And it's been a very good. It's been a long.
That's been where my frustration is, and that was really where I was wanting.
Hey, at least this time,
like when all this is going on, I've been going for. It's okay if it happens and then you get over it and things get better. But then you just get back into your flow and you go back to work.
But what's
happened this year? You got sick, then you got sick again, then you got sick again, and Emily's sick.
And he was convinced it was all diabetic related. So it's not anything diabetic related, guys. It was nothing diabetic related. I found that out this time.
No, it wasn't, but it just you keep saying like I'm telling everybody it's diabetes related. It's not. I never said it was all diabetes, but diabetes does complicate it because your blood sugar gets out of control when you get out of whack.
When I get out of whack,
complicates everything.
Yeah, it does. It brings up. I found out that my white blood cell counts usually go up every single time I get really sick, and my potassium level goes way down. So I'm messing with potassium.
Hey, Mr. Buys a lot. Thank you for joining us today. Hope y'all are doing fantastic. KJ, thank you for coming in.
So yeah, storage scavenger, I understand exactly where he's coming from on that. I mean, it can be very frustrating because y'all do not know what he's dealing with when I come back from the hospital. I do understand. I mean, I'm having to call him like every 5 minutes. Hey, I need you. I need to use the restroom. Can you help me? I have to get freaking help for the restroom when I come back. Except for this last time, I didn't have to.
Yeah, well, this time
it was a little.
The thing is her symptomology was different this time. The reason she was taken to the hospital this time was different than the previous times.
But they
did determine that it's all related. It's all connected, but it gave them more symptomology to look at now. And gave them a more clear idea of what they're looking for, but that's where they're having to do tests. And sometimes some people don't want to cooperate with the tests.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not that I don't think that storage scavenger doesn't care. I know he does. It's just very hard because he's under stress of him having to take care of me. We're having to make sure that Jesse's taken care of. Emily's taken care of, and I can't really hold any of them. Then he has to worry about, hey, he has to bring in the money in between these times. So it's been very, very stressful for him. And then of course, I get stressed out because I'm also worried about the same things he are. So I understand that it's down to stress, and I do miss him. I won't say I don't miss him. I mean, this is probably like the most that we get to chat all day sometimes. But it's been an adventure. I will say that. I would not have expected if you had told me in 2019 that I would be in the hospital. Usually I'm in the hospital with my daughter.
We've had not only the family issues this year that have just been nonstop, one thing after another, but then you've also got the nationwide pandemic, which is COVID, which has gotten everybody all up in flusters, and you can't make heads or tails of what's the right thing to do with that because everybody's got an opinion and nobody's got facts.
And the hard thing for me is that I don't want to send James out there, but he's still having to go to HEB. I try hard to do curbside, or I try hard to do delivery. And that's where some of the stress,
like all the errands that are basically, I'm the only one that leaves the house.
He is.
So, and we're doing that to protect the kids as much as possible.
And me.
But it's stressful because that's where a lot of my interruptions come in because I'm in a flow. I was out here working. I was working on some stuff today. I was working on some eBay listings. I was working on some other stuff. Yes, I had YouTube playing, but what she doesn't realize too is sometimes I've got YouTube playing and I talk to y'all about this in the chats. I'll have somebody's live stream playing while I'm working on listings or while I'm working on editing a video or while I'm doing other stuff. So sometimes I've got YouTube playing because I'm listening, but I'm not just sitting there watching a YouTube video. I very rarely just sit there and watch a YouTube video.
And unfortunately, I had just finished asking him, y'all are saying, why don't I do the eBay listings? One, I don't know how to do eBay listings. He has to sit down and he has to show me.
Russ, I would have to look at it and give you a sum, and I can't do that right this minute on the live.
So, anyways, with everything that he has done, where was I?
Hey, Glenn.
What was I talking about? Guys, do y'all remember what I was talking about?
Joy, maybe if you go live every day, it would help. I'm actually trying to back off on the going live every day, not going live every day.
Yeah, I don't think I could do, I mean, that birthday bash, I mean, there were several people that knew I was sick. Like, they took one look at me.
When we did the birthday bash, she joined in, but she was sick that day. And then
I was so sick.
Later,
y'all do not know.
Yeah,
y'all don't know how much it took just for me to do that birthday bash for how long. Afterwards, I was really wiped out. I don't know how to do eBay listings. That's the problem. I think that's what it was. Thank you.
I've tried several times over the last year to teach her how to do eBay listings, and
well, he started to show me, but then when he started, he did it once before I went into the hospital, but I didn't get to do the next eBay listing. I told him to start me on something simple like videos, right? Was it videos? I think videos. And he had just shown me once before I went into the thing, so I need to get him to show me again. The thing is he's like, I don't have enough time to show you how to do this. I said, well, just start me with the small stuff. I'll list the small stuff that I know how to list, and then we'll work ourselves up. And hopefully that can free up some of this time.
Yep.
So I just need to learn how to list it.
Yeah, that's one of the things. That's part of the frustration. That's part of what I'm trying to get to.
And he hates eBay listings. He hates to list eBay
One of the
stuff.
things that I'm trying to do is I've been trying to work on this mess of a room that's called my work room, because part of my plan is been, and it still is, to get this room cleaned out to a point where
I agree. I
want to
can do
be
it.
doing 2 or 3 auctions a week. I want to start doing auctions more and less. I'm still working on eBay. I'm still building eBay up to a point, but I'm kind of cherry picking what I want to put on eBay and putting certain things on eBay in certain places. Yeah. But then also I'm still going to be auctioning off the bulk of my storage unit finds and the stuff that I've got. But I've got to get the space set up to where I can get a good workflow to do the auctions. I mean, I did an auction 2 weeks ago, and I'm still getting stuff packed up and shipped out from.
Well, guys,
I've got to get myself organized in a way that I can sell it and ship it,
So this is not an excuse
out of the rut.
But the main part of what the function is when we say our life is chaotic, we don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next. Storage Scavenger can be in the middle of a project and our daughter is sick and we're in the hospital. Or I just told him, hey, we have a doctor's appointment. Drop me off at the ER. I'm not feeling well. I thought I was not going to be admitted, but they admitted me right then and there. You know, stuff like that is the way that we literally have a suitcase that has our emergency clothes packed up for a hospital stay. That should tell you how chaotic it can be. I mean, I came out from having my son in February of 2019, had a C-section with him, got out on a Friday. That Monday, I was in the hospital again with Emily for flu type A. And I had just gotten out of the hospital, just had a C-section, and she was not letting James take her. She will not let James take her. I can't even use the restroom. I live in the hospital.
She's got a UTI. This morning she woke up and she was screaming her head off, and Jessica had to take her, which means I had to take Jesse, because Jesse was just making the situation worse because he was trying to crawl all over Sissy. And this afternoon, Jesse decides to grab her G-tube and start pulling it and trying to pull it out. He's trying to be helpful because he sees us. He's trying to mimic what we do. So he sees us with the syringes and her G-tube hose, because that's how we give her medicines and stuff. So he grabs
my new doctor.
syringe and he comes over and he's trying to pull, but instead of pushing into the G tube, he's pulling her G tube and fixing to pull it out of her stomach.
Yeah, so I was like, hey, yes and no. I do drive. It depends on where it's at. I'll drive to San Marcos, just depending on where in San Marcos. I drive all over Lockhart. But I do not drive in Austin. Will not drive Austin traffic worth anything. But I have other people that kind of take care of that, not just James, but they're
mostly James.
Hey, I've got a 19-year-old son who we've been in Austin before with. Every once in a while though. But either way, James still has to stay at the hospital with me because I cannot leave the hospital. Emily will not let me leave the hospital. So poor James has to go and get me food to eat because she will not let me leave the hospital bed.
Yeah, when Emily goes to the hospital,
he has to be there. I don't get out. He gets, at least he's complaining because he's the errand boy, but at least he gets to see scenery. I'm actually inside the hospital bed with her because she will not allow. This is how I know she's doing okay. It's when she allows James to take her. She allows to take James. And James is able to take her and she's fine without screaming her head off. I know that she's on her way to recovery because other than that, she will not take anybody. And I mean, it's sad, but it's the truth.
Oh, Texas Val lives 10 minutes from San Marcos. We're in Lockhart.
Hey, Val. Yeah, we're in Lockhart. Don't tell me she's like close to us. But so yeah, so that's kind of how it is. I mean, we had to also learn how to use crock pots, right, James?
Yeah, we carry it when we go to the hospital.
We spent $800 before.
We had a week and a half stay in the hospital. We went and spending over $800. Of course, neither one of us left the hospital the whole week. We were eating. This was one of our very first hospital stays with Emily, and we didn't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
So we pretty much ate in the cafeteria of the hospital, which is the most expensive place on the freaking planet to eat unless you're going to a 5-star restaurant, and the food's not nearly as good as a 5-star restaurant. But we spent literally almost $800 in a week and a half.
We did
just eating.
Yeah, just eating.
And so we had to find other ways to be able to sustain ourselves while we're in the hospital. So one of the things we do is we carry food with us.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go to a restaurant and there's a restaurant over there, really great fajitas and Mexican food.
Mm-hmm.
It's real near the hospital. And so
really kind of pricey.
It's a little bit pricey, but I can order their fajitas for 2 and we'll eat on it for 2 days because it comes with a ton of food, especially you get the chips and you get everything. We can eat on that whole bundle for 2 days. So it costs us a little bit of money out the front, but then it saves us money from having to go to the cafeteria and eating there. We carry a crock pot with us, so there's a grocery store just a few blocks away from the hospital. I can grab up a piece of meat and some veggies.
We've learned to grab stuff from HEB, like
and
drinks.
The nurses are coming in to do ours, and they're like,
"What smells so good?
What smells good in here? What are y'all doing?"
Oh, I wish we would have thought of that.
Dinner?
Yeah, we're cooking dinner inside our thing, and we'll go for a gallon of whatever that's diet or water, and we put it inside. There's a family room, right? And then we have to label it. We label it. So we've had to learn how to do different stuff while in there, because when Emily goes in, everyone's like, "Oh, it's a day or two." No, it's not a day or two. She had tonsils taken out. Tonsils, that is a same-day surgery, and she was in there for a week in the hospital. Correct? This is like tonsil surgery, guys. We're getting it done and they take it out. They did adenoids and she was in there for a week, and half of the time it's her feeding that we're having to fight. When they finally let us do her feeding, she gets out of there, but it's always a good week and a half. What's going on?
Oh, there's a conversation going on in the chat.
I know, but they're talking about...
Lobster did a video on how much he made from YouTube.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to go check that out. I haven't checked it out yet. But yeah, so that's why I'm saying it's not an excuse. When James says our life is chaotic, he is not joking. You know, I don't know what's going to go on from one day to the next.
Yep. But we got to get some things more organized. And that's one of the things it's a huge struggle that we have. It's one of the biggest struggles, honestly, that we have is where we find that balance of time. Because whenever I feel like I'm finally getting enough time for the business, she feels like I'm not spending any time with the family. And whenever she gets the time that she wants, I don't feel like I have any time for the business. So
yeah, that's more
it's a give and take, and we have to compromise a lot on both ends. And that's, kind of
where we're having the trouble, I think.
Yeah, that's one of the areas where we've been having the trouble. And that's one of the things, that's kind of what I wanted to address with today's topic is, this is a struggle that a lot of people in this business, maybe not to the degree we have because they don't have the special needs child, but there's a lot of things that a lot of people I've talked to have dealt with.
Yeah.
And so if people are, a lot of my content is about helping newbies that are coming in and trying to get into the business to understand the struggles you're going to have, the struggles that you're going to have to deal with, and the struggles you're
especially when you're first starting out. Like I said, unfortunately, James just started buying lockers in November. We bought 5 lockers?
Well, 6? I was already buying lockers before that. I went full time in November.
I just remember we bought a lot of lockers in November.
We bought that was where I kind of got trigger happy. Yeah. And then I immediately regretted it because the next week we met Grimes and Hales. And, I know that there's a lot of people that don't agree with their channels and the way they're doing things now. Back then, they were the first big push. When I met them, I had 38 subscribers on my channel, and I had no clue what I was doing in this business. And I wouldn't still be here right now if it wasn't for the help that they gave me back then. So whether I agree with everything that they've done since then, I do appreciate that the help that they gave me, not only in the business and the mentoring they gave me on how to run my business better, but also they gave me a lot of mentoring on how to run my YouTube channel better. And how to do things more with YouTube. And that's why we had the growth that we had over the last year. And so
he had that problem. And then
but we met them, and immediately after meeting them and learning what I did from them, it completely changed my perspective on how I buy units. And I wouldn't have bought, there's 2 of the 5 units that I bought that week before we met them that I would have actually still bought. And those are the 2 that made me the most money.
Which one?
The homeless unit?
Oh yeah, we're still going through the homeless unit.
I'm still making money off of that unit. We only paid $60 for it, $70 for it.
Yeah, we're still making.
And I'm still making a lot of money off of that unit.
Oh, we actually found a whole bunch of change.
Remember, we got that designer
and got our money back there.
That designer clothes unit.
Oh yeah, there was a designer clothes unit.
Those are the 2 units. The other 3 I could have lived without. I found some good stuff in them, but they were a lot of work for very little profit.
Yeah.
But 2 of them I picked up for
very trigger
I picked up for $10. One picked up for $5. That was my very first live auction. Was that week too. Everything else I bought before was
like, you're crazy to buy this locker. Okay, so there's a locker that he bid it on. We're live, right? And he goes, "I'll give you $10," and my mouth just dropped open, and I was like,
everybody else walked away, and I'm like opening.
He overpaid for the locker. The minimum was $5, and he told him I'll give him $10.
Yeah, I could have given him $5. But here's the thing. You know how much money I've made off of that locker? Okay, there was also a lot of trash. There was a lot of crap in there. But do you know how much money I've made off of that locker? And I still haven't sold everything I could sell out of it.
Did you make any money off of it? I mean, it was.
I already made over $200 off of that locker. This desk came out of that locker. My shelving units that I use in my storage, which is the whole reason I bought the locker, was for that shelving.
Yeah,
came out of that storage unit. So I still made money off of that locker. It was still a good locker. It was just a trash locker. It was a lot of crap. And that's the thing. You buy the $5, $10 units, you're going to get a lot of crap, but you can still make some good money off of the stuff in them. I had one pair of boots that I found in that locker that I sold for $110.
Okay, I'm not saying my son does work, guys. He does work. And he does do his own laundry. Recently, I haven't been up to doing his laundry, and I'm not going to go in his room and just pick up all his laundry. So he does do his own laundry. Sometimes he has trouble cleaning the bathroom, but he will do that whenever I really get on to him. So he is working, and he's working some long hours, and he's helping by bringing in some money. But
he does pay part of the bills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does pay part of the bills.
So he is,
but
doing
it's
that part.
still,
But it's getting him to do chores around the house
yeah,
and
that
pull
are
his
really
weight around the house and be a part of the
the
family.
family that's kind of a little bit,
That's
yeah,
like,
pulling like tooth and nails. But when I'm in the hospital, he comes through. He comes through when I'm in the hospital. And unfortunately, it's sad that he has to come through in the hospital. But anyways, he bidded on these units, and we're still going through. I don't even know how many units he had in November, and then COVID hit. So that was
in November. We bought like 3 or 4 units
in
January, and end of
Oh
January,
yeah,
early February.
Yeah, early February, right before I got sick.
Because I got that, you got sick. Emily you got sick and got out of the hospital. That was right after you got out of the hospital the first time.
Yeah.
We bought like 3 units that week, and then Emily went sick because Emily was in the hospital while I was cleaning out the units. That's why I was in a rush.
Oh yeah, that first time after I got out of the hospital, she went into the hospital again. Yep. That's right. And she sure did.
And she was in the hospital, and then
for a week.
Then I had to clean out those units while y'all were in the hospital and get everything moved out.
Yeah, so I went going out of the hospital then too, going right back into the hospital.
That was back in February.
And we're coming back upon that again. That's where James is going to get even more stressed out, because around this time, Emily starts going down. I mean, we barely avoided one this time, but usually between January and February, we have at least a hospital stay.
Yeah, I want a nanny too.
Me too. I would love a nanny. Just love a nanny.
Nanny does our laundry. Yeah, we need a nanny.
Does James do laundry? Yes and no. When I'm like really sick and he can't get his clothes washed, he will do the laundry. But for the most part, I do the laundry.
I do laundry every once in a while.
Yeah, it's every once in a while.
Do it all the time.
Yeah, he doesn't do it all the time. I'm the one that usually does the laundry. And lately it's been harder.
Who does all the dishes?
He does.
I'm the only one that washes.
You know why he does all the dishes?
If I cooked it or not, I'm washing the dishes.
You know why lately? Although I've been helping out, but I need help out this time because the dishes got so bad. They were really bad. And I told him I was not going to touch it because this guy likes to use every single dish in the house.
I've never
for cooking. No. Yes, you were horrible. You were horrible with every dish in the house.
But okay, I've got 3 different people, and they all want to be picky, and they all want a separate meal cooked for them. And then
cook it in the same pan.
You can't do that. Not with as picky as you and that other one is. Because I have to cook a separate pan for you. I have to cook a separate pot.
Well, I do it. I just wash the same pan. Then I don't have to use 5 different pans. But yeah. But James also has these meals called what? What are the meals called, James? Eat it, don't ask. Those are scary meals.
I get some creative meals.
Yeah, they're kind of
putting stuff together and seeing what works, and they're hit or miss. Sometimes they work, and sometimes they don't.
Yeah. Or sometimes we go without eating because. But I do give him credit. I do try and eat whatever it is. But even once
I got the dishes down and caught up, still nobody's lifting a finger to help.
Well, I was sick, but I did look in there.
But you're not the only one that lives in the house either, and that's been part of the whole discussion going on here. Is why is somebody else not getting off their butt and helping out around the house?
No, that's true. That's true. But I did try to do some dishes, and I was just thinking this today that if I wasn't so, sleepy,
even if he were to, clean up his own mess instead of
he usually does do that.
He doesn't, because I'll wash all of his dishes too.
Oh, because I've seen him wash his dishes off and put them up. So I guess it just depends on what they're doing. I agree with you. Eat it or go hungry. That's where I'm getting to the point.
Oh no, that's what I've said for years, and I've been told I'm a bad person.
He's taken to since he makes his own money.
I'm a bad person for saying that we should dare treat that child that way because at 19 years old he's still like 2.
No, I just tell him to go cook for himself or go hungry. I've been telling him that.
No, he doesn't.
What he'll go do and he'll just order something else to eat. It's his money, so he goes and eats. So case closed. He'll order something. But I've already told him I'm not making 2 different meals. He can come in whenever he's ready, especially since I haven't been feeling myself. So
good night, Gary. So
Yeah, I do a little bit of both. I defend him, but I also defend James too.
Well, see, I was taught you respect the person that cooked the meal. You at least try it.
I do try it. I tried your concoction the other day. I didn't like it, but I did try it.
You either eat it, or if you don't eat it, you take care of yourself. And if you take care of yourself, that includes the cleanup afterwards. But nobody else in this house seems to have that idea. If I cook something that they decide they don't like, then I am responsible for cooking them something else and then cleaning up the mess afterwards.
Oh, you do not. There have been times where I've been in there and your little cases of little meat that you take out the meat are sitting there inside the eggs are sitting inside the sink. No, you do not, because I'm always having to come back after you and you leave it all open. And you forget about it. You may intend to do it, but I'm having to go behind you and clean up the trash can is just right there. Why can't you just throw it in the trash can?
Because sometimes the trash can is overflowing and
I
haven't got it out.
Well, that is too.
Again, if I didn't take it out, it doesn't go out.
I agree with you. Paper plates are not a bad thing. We use paper plates. We got styrofoam right at the moment.
Oh, we would have a fortune if we quit wasting money on paper plates, because that's all we ever use.
Yeah. I wish I had a dishwasher.
If I had a dime for every paper plate we ever used, then we have a nice set of plates. We have a very nice set of household dishes, just regular everyday plates.
That's my Chinaware.
That is sitting in our kitchen. That is not China. That is your everyday household plate.
Well, it's my Chinaware now.
We never use them. And she's like, "Oh, no, that's for special occasions. Special occasions, we get special paper plates."
I like my paper plates too, but James does have a right. He does.
And I'm the one. Everybody else is like, "Oh, well, we don't want to wash them." Y'all ain't gonna wash them anyway. I'm gonna be the one washing them anyway.
Lately, he has been.
Lately, for 7 years.
Not for 7 years, because you were working for 12, and Okay. He wants to think it was 7 years. Heck no. Do you want to know what this nasty guy did one time? We went camping. He told me he was going to empty out the thing of the cooler. You don't want to even know what I found inside that cooler. I thought it was empty.
Was one thing. We're not. No, you're comparing apples to oranges. That's we
used to have a dishwasher, and I used to always wash the dishes in the dishwasher. Me and Hunter both. We don't have a dishwasher here, so it's kind of hard. But he would work 12-hour shifts. He didn't. But he did. I worked 12
to 16 hours a day, and sometimes back to back, where I would have like 6 hours, 4 to 6 hours really between shifts.
That's where it was really hard.
And I would work a 16-hour shift, come home for like 4 to 6 hours, and then turn around and go right back to work. Yeah, he just went
straight to bed. It was like I complain now, but actually then it was a lot worse.
But honestly, that's the kind of days I need to be working sometimes now without interruption.
We just, like I said, like whoever said earlier, we need to probably set an hour or two where we just kind of like talk and then just go back to work. Even if we have the kids in our hand, maybe we just kind of need to do that.
No paper, plastic plates.
Oh, I don't like plastic plates
The only reason we have the styrofoam plates is because we got them for free, because somebody else bought them and they sent them the wrong ones, and they were like, "Well, I won't use these," and gave them to us.
Yep. So we got foam plates.
That's the only reason we have them. We usually get the small little paper plates.
No, but we also have small little paper plates, the kind that you put
dessert plates.
Yeah, because they ordered the wrong size too. So
I use those honestly more than the styrofoam plates.
Me too, because if you have a taco, why would we need a big
You don't cut the steak, you just pick it up and gnaw it off the bone. Hi, Robin.
Hi, Wes.
You missed the good part, Robin. I guess we'll have to do it again.
What's the good part?
For those of y'all that missed it, that was our intro that Robin made us.
Yeah, we love the intro. James just handed me his cup.
Yeah, I know. My coffee thing overflowed and I've got grounds
right
in the
back,
bottom of
guys.
my coffee.
I'm gonna go and
yeah, Robin made us that intro. So if y'all want an intro video like that, check out Robin. She did us an amazing job on that intro video. And if you want to see a really bad one, go check out my hack job over at my other channel. Because I did that one. I was actually in the middle of making that one before we hired Robin to make ours. And I got to say, she did 100 times better than the hack job I did. Yeah, they will grow up. Emily, here's the thing is our life will always be complicated because of Emily. She will always be dependent on us as long as she's around. That's fine. Unfortunately, it's just the nature of her brain deformity and her disease, her disabilities. She will never be fully independent. We're trying to do things that we can to give her as much limited independence as she can have. But she's never gonna grow up and move out and go on.
I did just go wash his cup. I rinsed it out. And I think Robin did a phenomenal job, but James didn't. Yes, it wasn't as good as Robin's, but he did pretty darn good, I thought. I mean, for not knowing what the heck he's doing.
But here's the difference. That one that I did on my other channel, it's not as good of a job as Robin's did. I don't care what anybody else says. It's not.
No. It's
and
not.
It took me 3 weeks to make.
It did.
It took her hours. She and I sat down and talked at 3:00 in the morning.
Hey, I didn't say
and by
your video
2
was
in
better
the
than Robin's. I
afternoon,
just
she
said
had it done.
It wasn't anything to laugh about, especially since I know your skills. Robin's video was way better.
Oh,
than
you
yours.
got the tarot card reader? I know you were talking about it at your live stream. So she did decide to come on, Robin. Sounds like a cool idea. I like arguing better. It's a lot more fun.
What are you wanting to see, hustlers? The cup? Y'all wanting to see his cup? It's a...
This is actually a Morton's salt cup. When it rains, it pours.
I know, isn't it cool? Oh boy, is that so true.
And like almost all of my coffee cups, except for my storage scavenger cup, almost all of my coffee cups came out of storage units.
Yes, she's booked.
She's booked.
Huh. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Is that tonight, Robin?
No, she said tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow? Okay. Anyways, that's just basically how chaotic our life gets.
Yep.
So I kind of understand where he's at the stress level he gets. I try to because I know that he's under so much stress. I do try to kind of sort of like go around like this, but sometimes you kind of get caught in the crossfire, and you should have seen when I was sick. I am not a very fun person when I am sick. I get really snappy, especially if I'm in pain. He had to listen to me for how many days?
Treasure Hustlers. I don't have mine inside StreamYard. It's actually over on my channel for it's my
Wes, I don't think we're doing an auction today. I think we're doing one Thursday.
I'm going to be doing an auction with Angie and some of the other people from our fall collab. We're going to be doing another auction on Thursday. I still don't have all the details, but we're going to be doing an auction Thursday with them. And I'm probably going to try to do one here on my channel sometime this weekend. So
I'll probably be unavailable. Maybe. I don't know. It depends on what time.
Again, I got a lot of work I get
if he goes
done in this
like about
room.
10 o'clock about this time, I can probably make it. If he decides he's going to do it in the afternoon time, you will not see me. Because I got to get everybody down to sleep. So, Chris. Who's Chris? Who's Chris?
Huh?
It says Sup, Chris?
Cajun Reseller is Chris.
Oh, hi. See, now everyone's answering you. Hi, Cajun. Hi, Chris.
He's been here for a while. I said hi to him earlier.
I know, but I didn't
when
know
he came
his
in,
name.
I popped his hi up on
I didn't
the
know your
screen.
name. I just know you as Cajun Reseller, and I know
Lobster.
Yeah, but what's his real name?
Lobster.
His real name is not Lobster.
That's the name
Thrifty
I know him by.
Lobster. What is your real name?
It used to be Sparsomeling Lobster, but he changed his name because nobody could pronounce
I thought
it.
he said his name one time. Have you ever told us what your name
But
was?
everybody just calls him Lobster.
But I want to know if it's Tim or James or Matt or somebody. I don't know.
So, yeah, we will be doing some more auctions later this week, but there will not be any Cardi B arrivals that I know of.
What do you mean?
And we
Cardi
not
B
be having certain people in the chat know what I'm talking about.
He will not be wearing a tiara.
Yeah, she doesn't like my tiara, y'all.
Everybody
else demands my tiara. She won't.
Actually, I got rid of his tiara. I threw it away.
And so, but we also will not be having any soft hands for sale.
Huh? What's that?
Oh, there's a few people in the chat that know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you need to let me in on the secret. What's the soft hand?
That was part of the conversation you walked in on the other night when Amber was
selling. Yeah, poor James.
When we were
poor James, you should have seen how scarlet.
I still haven't watched it.
Bright red.
The funny thing was when somebody shows up claiming to be Cardi B, what's the first thing they say? Oh, it's James doing that. I don't even know who Cardi B was. I didn't know until after that whole thing who that was.
Oh, I remember that. I was asking you.
That is not my scene. I listen to country music and a little bit of old rock and roll. I don't listen to hip hop and rap and all that stuff. Yeah,
he doesn't know who Cardi B is. Oh my God. Me, on the other hand, I do know who she is. So.
But what does Cha-Cha say? Oh, it's James. And I'm like, it's not me. I'm right here.
I said, James, what did you do this time? And he was like, I didn't do anything. I don't know who it was. Oh, that's so hilarious.
And then she was like, oh, it's John. I think we finally figured out who it was. Jackie.
But y'all want to know something? It's so hilarious because I'll walk in while he's talking to y'all and he's giggling. I wish y'all could hear him, but he's literally giggling like a girl or laughing out loud. And I'm like, okay, what just happened in the chat? Like, I think one time I caught it. And he was laughing up a storm, and it was right when some guy's toad peed on him. Robin gave somebody a toad to kiss.
Oh, that was when she's talking about when Jason Thrift Trader kissed the toad.
Yeah, and I walked in on it. I was just like, "What the heck just happened?" Because I could hear laughing, and he was laughing and laughing. And then there's another time that he laughed, and I was like, "What's going on?" He goes, "You don't want to know." And then he turns bright red, and I was like, it's getting kind of sexual in there, huh?
Robert, I thought it was visually stimulating from a videography point of view. But see, when you did your funnies, the funnier part, if you had switched the toad kiss and Jason putting on the lipstick.
Oh, that would have been
so you had him putting on the lipstick and
cool,
then
Robin.
Followed it up with him kissing the toad. That would have been off the charts hilarious.
Picker. Dude, how long have you been here? I didn't even see you.
Glenn, he's been here for a little while.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even see you. Hi, Jonathan. I wish you could stay with us a little bit more, Swamp Picker.
Hey, Jonathan Roseberry.
Which dance moves? You made some dance moves that I don't know about?
No.
Or was it my dance moves?
They're talking about Cardi B.
Oh. Well, I'm not Cardi B, sorry.
No, they keep asking me to dance, and I keep telling them I ain't got Westside Gary's sexy body. I can't.
He's not the dancer, anyways.
I don't dance.
That's me. I'm the dancer. I'll sit there in the middle of any song, and I'll be dancing, and I get my kids laughing and laughing. I'll go.
No, part of the dancing thing though is because we were having a late night auction at Robin's one night, and everybody else was like hitting the beverages of an adult variety that I don't partake in. And
you missed it.
Gary
Jonathan.
was auctioning off a MASH t-shirt. Yes, I know.
I'm surprised you didn't go for it.
And, there's only one reason why I didn't.
Because it went very high.
Oh yeah, it went pretty high.
Because it went very high. He is a major MASH fan, guys.
Music
MASH,
bought it.
Me.
Kathy bought it.
Oh, Kathy bought it. Darn it.
And I didn't have the money to outbid her.
He didn't have the money.
I didn't have the heart to try to outbid her. I love MASH. I love that show.
MASH fan.
But
me, I would go to sleep.
But anyway, while he's auctioning the shirt off, he did a dance. And so that's where the whole dance thing came from.
Oh. Well, then maybe on Thursday we can see you again. I'd love to see you back over here. Good night, and I hope you have a good night.
Glenn usually comes. He's usually out early because it's already 11:30.
Thank you for staying with us. We're gonna keep it just a little bit longer because I'm enjoying the chat we're seeing. Jonathan, you missed it all. You should go up and read it.
Yeah, you'll have to go back and watch the replay because it's been an interesting discussion.
I think people were thinking we're on the verge of a divorce.
Hey, we haven't swung at each other yet. I mean, we're all right, y'all. It's
we're
just
fine.
These are things that got to be brought up just because
we've experienced them.
It's something that we have experienced, and I want my whole point of my whole channel and everything I do is to help other people coming into the business to understand what they're getting themselves into. Because a lot of the other channels
we did not
gloss over all the ugly stuff, and they show all the look at all the great stuff I found, and look at how many thousands of dollars I can make off of this storage unit. And I'm just like, it's so fake.
So this isn't the
real world,
real thing.
This is what the business is really like, and this is what it's like, at least for us, because of our complications in our lifestyle, because we screwed up and quit. I mean, screwed up but didn't screw up in quitting our job way too early in the business.
I will say he's a lot happier person since he has quit.
Well, I'm happier with everything that happened this year between the family issues and COVID. There's no way I would have kept my job.
No.
Through everything that's happened this year. So my exit was actually perfect timing. It just financially sucked.
And before Emily was born, we knew what we were getting ourselves into.
That MASH shirt is dancing shirt.
Anyway,
she was actually bidding on the dance, not on the shirt, and she wound up winning the shirt.
Well, anyways, he didn't really enjoy his job as much. He is a much.
For those of y'all that are new here, I haven't talked about it very much in a while. I've talked about it quite a bit in some of my past live streams, but for those of y'all that don't know, I spent the last 6 years working in a minimum security prison.
Was bad.
I went from being a CO up to being a shift lieutenant. In our facility, not only was it at a prison, it was minimum security, but it was all parolees heading out into the real world. And it was a drug and alcohol treatment center. A condition of the parole for the parolees coming through their system was to complete our drug and alcohol abuse training program, or not a training program, recovery program. They had to complete the program that we offered, and it was a 6 to 8 month program that they had to complete, and then they were out into the real world.
I hated seeing my husband go down there.
But I had to work in that prison for 6 years. I started as a correctional officer. I worked my way up to a shift lieutenant. But it got to the point where I was having to compromise my integrity. They were changing things in the facility. They were changing some of their policies and procedures.
And it was hard on me
changing the type of inmates they were sending, and they were moving away from the parole and into a different program. And they were all, the new program that they were bringing in were all mental health cases. And it was getting a very dangerous facility, on a facility that maybe had a use of force between staff and offender once every year at most. We went to having at least one a week, and by the time I left, it was almost getting daily.
Yes. The answer is yes. He did work in Kyle.
Yes, I worked at the Kyle facility for 6 years.
And it was horrible on our marriage.
It was horrible. It was the absolute. And there's some people that still work there that follow my channel. It was the absolute worst job I've ever had in my freaking life. I would never step foot on that. I don't care how desperate and broke we are. I will not ever step foot on that facility again.
I'm so glad too. I'm glad because the worst part is he became a correctional officer. So he was questioning everything I did, like I was an offender. And I was like, there is nothing behind what I'm asking you. I swear. No, you're asking me. But, offenders are convicts. They're called convicts for a reason because they're always trying to con you. And I know what he's talking about because I worked in a facility where I wasn't a correctional officer, but I was for the mentally health. And they had offenders come on and they were constantly conning people out of cigarettes, out of like, hey, let's talk to me. And we were told we were not supposed to talk to them. They would have all sorts of. So I know what my husband kind of was going through.
But the state school is totally different
than
a
a prison
facility.
Yeah, I will say that. I mean, I got just an inkling of what he had to, but I remember the first time he told me that he had to see some porn. He said he saw a lot of porn.
Yeah, I mean, I had to do cell searches. We found it all the time. And it wasn't all female porn either. And it was an all male facility.
Oh.
Just saying.
Oh. Hey, now we're talking a little dirty over here. How do we get on the subject of porn?
You brought it up.
I know, I brought it up. But anyway,
I mean, if you name it, now. I mean, as much as we were a low-key facility, if you name it, we saw it in our facility. We had drugs. Our Valentine's Day is our wedding anniversary, for those of y'all that don't know.
Yeah.
We used to have to do these mandatory overtime days. Well, I had put in a special request not to be, because my day off was Valentine's Day. So we had plans. We had scheduled everything out.
So sweet.
I have requested to my captain who did the schedule not to schedule my mandatory overtime on that day because it was my wedding anniversary. He scheduled my mandatory overtime that day. And when I went and complained about it, he said, well, you'll be off in plenty of time.
Yes,
you get off at 6 o'clock at night. Well, guess what? That day, during our offender visitation, one of the offenders' families decided to pass some heroin to their inmate that they were visiting. And so we wound up with heroin on our facility right before time to go home. I didn't leave till 11:30 that night, and I had to be back at 5.
Poor Jessica.
So our wedding anniversary totally shot. I came home, I went to sleep, I got up, and I went right back to work.
They gave you that weekend off, right? I can't remember. Maybe
no.
they screwed you over there too. They had a habit of screwing them over.
It was a terrible time.
Hey, at least my screwovers aren't intentional. That's what intentional screwovers.
But it was the price of keeping ourselves employed, keeping a roof over our head. We needed the overtime, but it was crazy. And
he worked himself silly. How long did you clock? 48 days?
Yeah, I have my Good Morning Scavengers merch.
Yeah, I told him he needed to change that. Because
she doesn't like my good morning.
Well, because look, it's night. It's not morning. Why would you tell people good morning on the nighttime?
Good morning, scavengers.
Maybe it's morning for you.
For those of y'all that missed the very beginning of my video, you'll have to go back and watch the beginning to see the full effect.
Oh,
with the lights off.
Yeah, it's funny.
I even have face masks for those of y'all that are afraid of COVID. We have face masks. We have t-shirts. We have hoodies. We have coffee mugs.
I'm trying to get him to put out Christmas stuff. Now, I do not like the little raccoon thing, but I do like it on our merch. I
think it looks a lot better on the merch than the old raccoon did.
Yeah. But I do miss my little raccoon. But this one's growing on me. I just wish you had more colors. I'm a girl.
It needs to have less colors in order to show up good on the merch.
That's right. We discussed that. Never mind. I said, Sarah, he said, good morning. I think that was a clip from him right now live, and I was wrong. You were live and saying good morning.
Actually, I was live because I ended the countdown timer. I turned off all the lights in the room. And then as soon as I said good morning, I hit Robin's intro clip, and then I went and turned all the lights on.
Me too. I missed the raccoon logo too. The old one, yes. And then Val, do we ever hit the Goodwill bin? Sometimes, yes.
There's my old raccoon logo. I still have it loaded in the string gun.
He's a cute raccoon.
Yeah, but it's not.
I get what you're saying on the other one too. I think we need to get a better quality raccoon like that and have 2 different ones because the other one's kind of manly. You know what I'm saying? So, oh well. But anyways, we'll see.
Unfortunately, I don't have samples to show off. That's why we haven't pushed the merch very much, because we just set it up about a week and a half ago, and it takes Teespring forever to send me my samples. Last time when we ordered samples, it took us like a month and a half to get them in. So as soon as I get them in from Teespring, we will be showing them off.
Yep, we'll be showing them off.
This one looks like my opossum. Which one? You have a whole herd of them.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Wait, the old logo looks like a possum?
They said my new logo looks like that possum.
Yeah, Jonathan, you really missed a good lively. We've been really lively all week. We've been talking anywhere from porn to kids to hospital stays.
Oh, you let Oprah go. You only have Opie now.
Oh, those are cool names.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You have to watch their live streams to know what they're talking about, because they show off their possums.
I've only caught one live stream. I hate to say it, but it was your Sonic challenge.
They weren't. You gotta realize they go to Sonic almost every night at the end of their live stream. That's how they end every live stream.
Well, that was like
either
3 or
5
4
Guys, or they always stop and get something to eat on their way home.
I'm gonna catch your next one. When do they go live again?
Whenever they go live.
When do you go live again?
Randomly.
You need to go live so I can see you. Let me know.
What I really need to do is do another members only live stream, and then another live stream the next day, and then another live stream the day after that. So that
and Val, if you're still in here, I know I saw you up there. I would sure like to meet you. That is like not that far away. Oh, COVID. Shoot. Open air.
What did she say?
Val lives in Martindale.
Oh, Martindale. Heck, I drive through Martindale all the freaking time.
I know. She's like really close to us. Like, what, 10 minutes, 5 minutes?
It's like 15 minutes.
Yeah. So
like I said, we're in Lockhart. So
yeah,
we're just down the road. We go through Martindale all the time on our way to San Marcos.
Yeah. So, Val, we should meet up. But I'm thinking maybe we should meet up in like an open air day place or something. So,
I love y'all's members only streams. The last one that I remember, I had it all set. I was chatting in your chat where you announced it. I was sitting there waiting, and then while I was waiting, I dozed off and fell asleep. And I woke up just as y'all were about to end it. So I caught the very end of it, and then I watched the replay.
No, I would never ask Val to babysit. Besides, they're really attached to me. Ask James.
Hi, Rhonda.
Hi, Rhonda.
You'll have to go back and watch the replay. I'm not going to repeat it all. Because I don't know at what point you fell out.
My kids are very attached to me. Let's just put it this way.
Yeah, we go to the Goodwill in San Marcos. We go to the one in Kyle more often than the one in San Marcos, because that's where we find better stuff.
Yeah, so Val, we go to the one in
I don't know
Kyle.
if you've seen any of my older videos from back in November or December. The Nike shoes that I picked up that we flipped for $120, and the wolf painting that we picked up for $15 and sold for $100. We got both of those items at the Goodwill in Kyle. That's one of my best thrift stores. If I go in thrifting, that's one of the first stops I want to go to, because that's where I find the best stuff.
And we did the Goodwill bins, I think, once in Austin, where they had the whole bulk.
Yeah, but that was before we started the reselling business.
That was before we started the resale.
Stuff.
Yeah, that was.
We haven't been back actually since we went. And Louis has told me to go to the north one, not the south one, because the north one is better quality stuff.
Oh, I believe that. But didn't they shut those down for a little bit?
Well, they shut them all down, but I think they're open again.
We should all do a Texas thing. That would be cool to do. Texas
I know Danica's trying to set one up, but I don't know, and she already went to bed, I think. I know she said something about it on Instagram a few days
Val,
ago.
I've been trying to get him. Well, I do the garage sales, but I've been trying to get Storage Scavenger to do good dumpster diving. I want him to experience. I've been dumpster diving. Here's part of my issue. I've actually been dumpster diving, but this one hasn't.
If we're going to go dumpster diving, the best time around here to go diving is at night.
Yep, it is.
Who's going to watch the kids?
I guess you have to go by yourself. But although you really need 2 people.
Yeah, we're gonna take over your space. We're gonna become the dumpster scavengers.
What's a Texas? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know.
We're talking about there's been several of us that have talked about trying to do a Texas resellers meetup, and especially a lot of the YouTubers, because there's a lot of reselling YouTubers all over Texas. We got Danica. We could invite Robin, even though she's not. Well, technically, she's a reseller now. She started an eBay store, so we could invite Robin. You know, we got Louie over here. He's in Austin, so he's just down the road. Danica's there. There's a lot of resellers that I've met through YouTube all over Texas. We got Steph. Steph's up in Amarillo. We haven't seen her in a while. I just actually chatted with her. Her birthday was the other day. Steph's Universe, for those of y'all that don't know who I'm talking about.
See, I can try to make Austin.
I was chatting with her on Facebook the other day, and she said she's going to be coming back really soon. She just had her hands full with some other family.
Cajun, that'd be cool. I was thinking Austin would be a good central place because there's a lot of people in Austin and stuff. Then we could get Robin down here too. Yeah,
I miss Steph too. I was talking to her on Facebook because I looked her up because I was like, "Where you been?" We were wondering where you went. You disappeared on everybody, and she said she'd be back really soon. She's been dealing with some personal stuff.
Who?
Steph's Universe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She's from Amarillo.
I know who Steph is.
She used to live in Dallas area. She used to live in Richardson, which is like literally.
I never said I'm going to pick and choose who we're going to
she and I talked. She and I lived when I was in high school. She and I lived like 6 blocks apart.
And it doesn't totally have to be a Texas thing either. So I say whoever can make it down. It doesn't have to be a totally. I'm just saying it's easier for us in Texas to get there. But treasure hustlers, if you want to come down here, I'm more than willing to. You know,
everything is bigger in Texas.
Yeah, everything. Don't make me go there, please. Do that to me.
Sarah and Jackie don't care about that anyway.
Oh, someone made me go there. Then we'd love to see you. Come down and see us in Texas.
Yeah, you can be an honorary Texan per day and come to our meetup.
Oh, we'll do a dumpster diving thing here in Texas. That'd be cool.
I still think we need to go dumpster diving.
We do.
And have Sarah and Jackie drive up and then super scavenger dumps out of the dumpster and runs off with all the treasure.
Lisa's laughing. I know. Hey, Lisa, does that mean that you'll come over too?
You're almost in Oklahoma. Yeah, but you're in Sherman. You ain't that far away.
Oh, cool, Joy. That would be great if you really did. Yeah, I'd love that. I love Lockhart.
Depends on what part of Texas you're in, honestly.
Yeah, they have.
Texas is a big state. Texas is bigger than some countries.
I'm actually from West Texas originally. I'm not.
Yeah, we grew up out in West Texas. I lived in North Texas through high school and graduated. I moved out to East Texas for a couple of years. Then I moved back to West Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Then I moved to Florida. Then I moved back down here to Central Texas.
And guess what, guys?
And it's different all over.
Storage Scavenger. How long have I known you? We're
live set for tomorrow night. We have known each other since 1989.
89?
88.
90?
1988.
Oh. Yeah.
John Glenn Junior High School in San Angelo, Texas.
Since the 7th grade. Yep. 7th grade. And San Angelo is my hometown, so yeah, that would be
Chick
nice.
Picker is moving to Lockhart possibly next spring. Well, that's cool to know too.
Yeah, that might be a good. Hey, I just say
there's a lot of resellers in Lockhart. I know because I run into them at the post office. I don't run into anybody.
Like James said, I met one.
I met one at the storage facility because the guy that owns the facility 2 doors down from me.
We're like Austin International Airport. We're like a 40 minute drive from the airport.
Yeah, we're about 30 minutes from the Austin Airport.
Yeah, we're about 30 minutes from Austin Airport.
We're about a 30-minute drive from South Austin.
we have it good because we're in between Austin, San Marcos, and San Antonio. So we can kind of sort of go anywhere we want to. We can go to San Antonio, we can go to Austin, we can go to San Marcos, New Braunfels, and we're still doing good. So we're actually in Austin a lot because of Emily. All her doctors are in Austin, so. I'm lost in the chat now, guys.
Dallas is a 4-hour drive away from us.
Yeah, we're going to Dallas. Hey, Robin, we're going to be in Dallas next week. The 10th. The 9th.
I know, I already told her.
Yeah, we're going to be in Dallas next week, guys.
The 9th and 10th, we will be up in Dallas. Emily has a doctor's appointment up there. And I already told Danica, and she's going to be out of town, so I'm not going to be able to meet up with her. Maybe Robin won't be on another trip by then.
Robin, stay put. I'd be so.
I know Kim's 60 miles north of Dallas. She's up in Sherman. I used to stomp around in Sherman a little bit. I know some people live up that way.
Oh, really? You're 60 miles north of Dallas? Maybe you can meet up with us. But if not, we understand.
Austin is 7 hours from me. Have you guys been to Lubbock? I used to live in La Mesa, which is about an hour and a half away from Lubbock.
I've been to Lubbock a long time ago.
My dad went to Lubbock Christian University. My cousin graduated from Texas Tech. My whole family lives all around Lubbock, Midland, Odessa, La Mesa. That whole area is my family.
Yeah, I've got cousins in Lubbock. I've been to Lubbock whenever we were in high school and we were in
You need to go to the Pittsburgh meetup and go spend some time with KJ. Poor Rhonda, no love today.
Rhonda, we love you.
We love you, Rhonda.
I meant to say hi earlier, so if I missed saying hi to you, I'm sorry. eBay just went cha-ching again. No glove, no. You're crazy. You're crazy. But anyways, I need to teach James how to do dumpster diving. I think he'd get scared really fast, honestly. Someone needs to come and teach him how to do it right.
Oh, we need to find the good spots, and we got to learn. The thing is we're a whole bunch of little towns around here, and we've got to learn what the rules are in every town before we go diving there, because we got to make sure it's legal, because that's it based on city and county ordinances. So it may be legal here. I think it's illegal in San Marcos, but it's legal here in Lockhart.
No, it's not, but they just found on it. So you just don't want to get caught in San Marcos. I know because I've been told already. And in Austin, it's definitely not.
You're so overwhelmed.
Hey, that's James.
That's been half my problem. I'm so overwhelmed with my workload. I've got way too much to do and not enough hours in the day to do it.
I did tell him to take a breath and just dig in there, and that's the way we're just going to have to do it for a while.
Yeah, and Kim, I showed you those videos. If you need any more help with StreamYard as you get ready to do your first live stream, let me know, and I will help you out. Who?
I know you said you're 7 hours away. Are you in Lubbock?
No, Kim
it's about to get real.
Kim, that's Kim. She's in Sherman, which is just north of Dallas.
Oh, so it's illegal there. Interesting.
Yep.
Hey, I do it. The only thing I don't like doing is going inside the dumpster itself. To fix the dumpster.
Well, I will say that whenever I do my first dumpster diving video, do not expect the grace and dignity with which Jackie dismounts the dumpster. It'll probably be more like a tumble in and tumble out kind of thing, and try not to break something on the way in and out.
Texas State.
That being said, I don't have a problem with going dumpster diving. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
He doesn't know all the logistics to it. He needs
one logistics too. I need a camera that has good enough night vision to record it.
Oh, okay. You're in Baton Rouge. And then Cajun, we did not just start a football team. Texas State has had a football team for a very, very long time.
They're just not very well known. But they actually are in the same
They-
division as the Texas Longhorns.
And they have actually gone to state, I believe, not recently, but they
I don't
were
know.
pretty good a few years back. So that's probably where you.
I actually got this hat for free. It's the only reason I wear it all the time. It's one of my. This is one of my working hats. So
Jackie is the best diver ever. Yeah.
yeah, I love watching Jackie. And Sarah just sits in the car and records.
I would do that.
No, she gets out and helps sometimes. It's just most of the time she's the getaway driver. So she's sitting in the car waiting for and yelling out the window, stop, get in the car.
Are you thinking, Val, are you talking in Lockhart or Martindale? Not in San Marcos. It just depends on where you're at in San
They
Marcos.
highly frown on it, but I don't think it's against the
It's
actual
not against the
city
law.
ordinance. I think it's New Braunfels that it's illegal.
Yeah.
I know some of the towns around here it's actually illegal.
You
But
can
some
dumpster
of them, they
dive in.
just highly
I've done
frown
dumpster
upon
diving
it.
in San Marcos. My mom used to always come back with stuff in San Marcos. So
Yeah, her mom used to. We did a little bit here and
I
there.
have a nurse that does it. They just found you just don't want to get caught. You know, there are some facilities that
and
won't.
like around here, San Marcos is a college town. The best time to go dumpster diving is right when the kids get out of school.
Yeah.
Because when those college kids go home, they leave all their nice furniture and freaking lots of great stuff at the dumpsters. And you want to go dumpster diving in all the apartment complexes, especially the ones that are not gated that you can get into.
James uses a phone to record.
I use mostly my phone, but my phone is, I got a brand new phone like back in August, and within like a week, I broke it. So I'm still using my old phone to record, which still has a broken camera. Sometimes I borrow Jessica's.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
He's gotten to be using my phone recently, which is okay.
But we've gotta get my phone fixed.
But I let him have my phone in the hospital because I was like, why?
Yeah, when she was in the hospital, I had her phone most of the time.
Yeah, because I didn't need it. I was in the hospital.
And she was so drugged up, she wouldn't have remembered if she talked to anybody anyway.
Yeah, wasn't there a day that I was so drugged up that I didn't remember who I talked to? I know I talked to you for sure. But I felt like I was having a dream and I had the conversation like twice with somebody like you and my sister or something. I think it was the day that you were telling me my sister wanted to come and then you couldn't. I know I was drugged up and I don't remember all the conversations between you two.
Yep. But I have a Motorola Moto Z Force. It's one of the old Moto mods before Lenovo bought out Motorola and took over the Moto brand or type of phones. The Moto phones have gone downhill since Lenovo took it over. But this was one of the original Moto, and it's got these mods that attached to the back, and the thing was shatterproof. I mean, I've dropped the thing a million times. The only thing wrong with it is the back camera is broke. So the main camera, the one on the back of the phone, is broke because Jesse was playing with my phone and he dropped it so many times he shattered the lens on the phone.
And Storage Scavenger, he gets upset because you know how many times Jesse has grabbed my phone and thrown my phone.
Yeah, he grabs her phone. Okay, this is the thing. We got brand new phones the same day. Okay. Jesse grabs her phone. He throws it all over the damn house. That thing's still good. My phone, the very first time it ever hit the ground, completely shattered the screen. I had it like 3 days. It slipped off the counter and hit the floor. And the very first time it ever hit the floor, it shattered. Hers has been dropped I don't know how many times, and it still ain't got a scratch on it.
Oh, it's so funny. Oh, I missed my Moto. That's the one I really missed.
I like the Moto.
I love my Moto.
The problem is it's outdated. It's 5 years old.
I loved it though.
Because we've had those phones for 5 years, and it's one of the best phones I've ever had.
Especially smash proof. I love it because you can like have it this far. And boom.
Mine's in the other room on the charger, but we have a JBL speaker mod that goes on the back. Not only does it make a really great sound for whenever I'm listening to YouTube videos and stuff on my phone.
It's
But
smash-proof,
it
guys.
has a kickstand on it, so I can
Mhm.
stand my phone up. So when I'm recording with that the front facing camera, I can kick that kickstand out, set my phone on something, and
I
record.
miss my phone. James's phone was fine.
It's
Mine's
one of
the
my
that-
favorite phones
mine's
I've
the one that
ever
sucked.
had. The only problem with it is the front facing, the back facing camera, the full
He broke
size
his
camera
camera?
broke. Well, Jesse broke it. Jesse was the one playing with my
And
phone,
guess
and he
what?
kept dropping
My
it. And
phone
broke it.
didn't break. It wore
Well,
out. Mine wore out.
Hers started doing weird
Some
stuff.
funky stuff. Yeah, I can't
like-
get it back up.
Technically stuff, and it started like rebooting itself constantly. And
Mhm. It was horrible. So I couldn't get to my stuff, but I love that phone.
yeah, what we got
Jesse
is the
never broke it.
Galaxy A51. We didn't get the F series. We couldn't. It was almost an extra $500 for the S series, and we couldn't justify the extra $500 for
Heck no.
features
So
when
we
most
paid
of the
$200 for our phone.
most of the S series features we wouldn't ever use. So why pay the extra money for them when it does everything that we want? The only problem I have with this one is it shattered the first time I tried within 3 days of me having it. And of course, me being, the dumbass that I am that don't like that kind of stuff, I didn't buy the insurance on the phone. So now I have to, save up the money and pay for fixing it.
Well, that's okay. You can just take mine. I have hunters. I can do hunters, or I can do your mod. I don't have to. As long as I have a phone to contact people, I'm good. And I really don't use the camera too much, so I could always take out one of those two without us having to buy a new phone. How did we get a conversation? Is somebody awake?
Somebody, R1J1, I think, asked what we recorded on. So the other thing that we record on, like the new videos on the new channel and the live streams, I'm using a webcam, and it is a Logitech C920X webcam.
Yeah, I've heard the Hero 9's pretty good too. So whoever was talking about the Hero or
no, the Hero 8 was really good, and a lot of people are not liking the Hero 9, which is the one that just came out.
Well, the Hero, I just know that the Heroes, a lot of people say use the Hero. Hi, Susie.
Hey, Susie Woozy. I don't like iPhones. I'm not an Apple user. Our son is an Apple. He uses iPods and iPhones and all the Apple products. All of my stuff is Android based. My tablets are Android based. My phone's Android based.
I'd have to learn. Oh, that's funny.
So,
but anyways,
but like one of my very first cell phones, when I first switched from having a landline to having a cell phone, was a Motorola Droid Razr flip phone. This was back in the day before we had smartphones.
Was this before we were married?
Oh yeah,
we were married.
This was when I was in the middle of a divorce.
Oh yeah. See, I'm not Scavenger's first wife, guys.
I love the Motorola Droid line. I always have. I think it's really great phones. The problem is that now Lenovo owns the Droid line, and Lenovo has destroyed the quality. They have replaced quality ingredients with cheap stuff from China to make it more affordable. And the problem is, you make it more affordable, you also lose the durability, and they have a lot of problems with them being broken and not working well anymore.
I know, Robin. My dad has a flip phone. He uses it more than he uses his Android.
I loved the Razr phone. Now, the one problem I had with my Razr phone, because not that I ever go through cell phones or anything, but the one problem I had with my Razr phone was not emptying my pockets before I got into the swimming pool one day and having to really get another phone.
You're horrible on phones. He's bad on phones, obviously.
Why do you think I got the bulletproof phone? That's why I got part of the reason why we bought the model. Yeah, but it took 5 years to break that one.
Oh my gosh. He broke within the first
Yes,
year, he
you
broke
could chuck it against the
mod.
wall and would not break,
Yep.
but you cannot jump into a swimming pool with it in your pocket. It fries the phone.
Is that what you did?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he did do that. He did do that. He's horrible. He is horrible on phones. He like breaks them within the first week or the first month.
No, I had that one for like.
No, because you broke the mod. You broke the mod on your phone within the first year.
Within a year. But again, a lot of that
I
was
love that because you could just put it from the top and just,
drop
I remember
it.
I threw it one time across the thing, and I had people freaking out because I threw my phone across the room, and they were like, oh! I was like, it's fine, see?
Sarah has dropped more phones in the toilet than she has.
I've never dropped the phone in the toilet. I've come close, but never dropped the phone in the toilet. I usually try to put my phone up when I'm in the toilet because I'm afraid I'm going to drop it. James takes his phone hilarious. To the toilet. I think a lot of guys take their phones to the toilet because they're going to Facebook or.
I'm watching YouTube videos most of the time. Because what's more relaxing than sitting on the toilet and chatting in a live stream? At least I'm not on the live stream.
I can't believe we're talking about you being on the toilet while watching YouTube.
Yeah, I know. Yes, I do watch the YouTube from the toilet sometimes, y'all. Thank you very much for throwing me under the bus.
It's away.
You do Snapchat from.
No,
are you gonna be treasure hustlers? Are you gonna rebrand yourself to TG 3.0?
I won't let.
Since Scarlett's got two
Snapchats, he's not allowed. If y'all get one from Storage Scavenger, then
I don't even have Snapchat on my phone.
Yeah, he's not allowed to have Snapchat, unfortunately. And that's my problem, not his. He's too handsome for his own good, and he wouldn't know if a girl was hitting on him or not. He's kind of ignorant on that kind of stuff. Then he'd have an upset wife. And since it disappears in like 20 seconds. But no, he's good to me. He's good. Storage Scavenger is good to me. I just don't like Snapchat.
Cha-Cha didn't like the name.
What name did she like?
TG.
What is TG? Cha-Cha, what is TG?
Toilet girl.
Oh, I remember that.
Scarlett, her YouTube name is Toilet Girl.
Did she change her name?
No.
I remember seeing the.
But Scarlett is her real name. Oh, she's probably asleep right now. She lives in England, so she's probably asleep right now.
That's funny. Be named that.
About to get up. I find phones in storage units all the time, but most of them are trash. At least in the units I've gotten, most of them have been so busted up and broken, there's just no chance of survival. I sell them as parts in lots on eBay. If I ever find a good one, it's in good shape, I'm probably going to keep it.
Yeah,
but I haven't found a good one yet.
Yeah, they're all been.
Everyone I found has been broke.
Have you found iPhones too? I can't remember.
No, I haven't found any iPhones. I found one Apple tablet, and it was broke.
I like to do dives. I remember I had a friend who lived in an apartment complex. She was always bringing.
Yeah, one of our nurses goes dumpster diving all the time.
She
said she would hook us up with all the good places to go and find stuff. So.
Yeah, she did. You know, over here, the San Marcos River, if you got what is it called? Oh, metal detectors. If you got metal detectors, you can find a lot of stuff on the bottom of the San Marcos River. just go swimming, diving off the San Marcos River. You find all sorts of good stuff. I've heard of a lot of people finding rings in the San Marcos River.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of magnet pitching and that kind of stuff going on here.
Ray-Bans.
You find all kinds of stuff.
All sorts of stuff in that San Marcos River.
Yeah, because you got the college kids that go in there with all their stuff, and then they lose stuff. And you got a lot of tourists that come down here to go
and they
running
wear their
down the river
and stuff, so they find a lot.
And some people are stupid enough not to take off their jewelry.
Well,
of course, it's not gold and silver because the magnet won't pick it up if it's gold and silver. Just saying. If you want the real gold and silver, you're going to have to dive down there yourself and get it.
Val says the same thing. If you dive in the San Marcos River, you'll find awful stuff. Great sunglasses. That's what I was going to say. They find a lot of sunglasses in there too.
No, they're not talking about magnet fishing. They're talking about diving to get it.
Well, yeah. You could do either or.
Well, the magnet fishing wouldn't work so well with the jewelry, though, because the golden stuff would not attach to a magnet.
That's true. But you
the
can still
plastic
find that
Ray-Bans probably wouldn't attach to a magnet. You got to dive to get
you
that
got to dive for some of it. But there find a lot of change in there too. Don't get me wrong.
And I got the scuba gear.
Oh, yeah, we do. We have scuba gear, but I won't go scuba.
I doubt it's not my size. I doubt it's my size, but we got scuba gear. I still haven't sold it yet.
Oh, that's cool. That you go metal detecting. 5 different magnets? Like metal detector magnets?
No, magnet fishing.
Oh. I don't think we have.
No. I haven't done magnet fishing.
Cha-Cha, you have crystals, the books and card. Are you talking about tarot card reading? That doesn't surprise me, Val.
Yeah, there's a lot of
people that do dive over there. That, and then they make a lot of money off of the those cans during the football season. All the cans at the stadium that people drop because they've been drinking.
Hello, Rebecca.
I have a question. I'm getting upset with eBay managed payments. Keep asking me this. You need to update the bank account.
The bank account and the name on your eBay account have to exactly match. If you have one letter difference, do you have an initial, like a middle initial on your bank account, but you're not putting it in the eBay managed payment account? And I'm not on managed payments. I only know this because I've heard about 1 million people complain about it. That's usually where the issue is your name and all your information on your eBay account has to exactly match the information on your bank account, or else they won't sync up.
Hey, it's Texas weather over here. It's not freezing over here, Cha-Cha.
Hey, you don't need to go back to, you don't have to give up reselling. You can have 2 side hustles. I know people that have 3 or 4.
Talking about that, I actually have a nurse who's interested in all that tarot card reading and stuff.
Yeah, one of our nurses is interested in some of that kind of stuff.
Robin. When is Robin going live tomorrow? I should tell her because she's going to be here tomorrow.
But it's tomorrow night. She does late night live streams.
What time are you going on, Robin, tomorrow?
Probably 11.
You haven't been moved over yet? So what if it caps on bank and not eBay?
Hello and good morning, all.
So what if it caps on bank and not eBay? Hey, now you can say good morning, scavengers. He's trying to find an answer for that.
I don't know, honestly. I'm not on managed payments, so I just know what other people have complained about, and that's one of the big complaints I've heard from a lot of people is that the bank and eBay are not syncing up very well. 10 Eastern time. That's what time I was going on.
10 Eastern time. Okay. I'll let her know because she's interested in all that stuff. She'd be interested in doing the tarot card stuff.
I'm trying to keep up with multiple conversations.
I know. Lisa, we
got like 3 different conversations. So funny.
I used to shock myself when I would do that. I don't even know what she's talking about. I'm lost Rhonda. In this chat.
No. I don't know. Rhonda said something, I think. I just missed it. Says cruiser, that means you're typing your name in wrong.
Okay, we're going back up to see what all y'all are talking about.
Oh, I went to Sestina live that day and I got blocked right away. All I said was hello. I think that's the comment she was talking about.
Oh, I'm feeling a lot better than I was 2 weeks ago. So I'm feeling better. know, Cha-Cha.
I know, Jules.
I don't know.
I'm sorry to hear that, Jules.
What's going on with Jules?
R1J1. I got too much going on right now. Still getting over COVID. Partner still in and will be in ICU for a while and still finishing a renovation.
Where's that at? Oh, I am so sorry to hear that. I'll be praying for you. I'll be praying for y'all. That can, so you kind of know how it can get. Oh, you're probably under stress too. Okay, I'm like getting caught up over here.
Yeah, I know the chat's going crazy because we got like 3 different conversations.
Just stopped talking, and I'm like, huh, this is an interesting conversation.
Well,
over here.
we've got like 3 separate conversations in the same chat, and we're trying to sort out who's talking to who. So.
I know, and what y'all are talking about. I feel left out all of a sudden.
Yep, that happens. So anyway,
okay,
it's
guys.
been 2.5 hours almost. Of course, about 10 minutes of that was my 10-minute startup.
Told me that the other day y'all missed his live, and y'all wanted him to go live at what time was it? 1 o'clock in the morning because nobody else was going live.
No, they didn't miss my live. No, it was Douglas was the main one. Oh. There was a couple of other people, but Douglas was the main one that was trying to talk me in because it was one of the few days in like months that nobody was live like after like 10 o'clock that night. So like 10 o'clock, all the lives had ended and there was nothing going on. Nobody was live. Robin wasn't live. Music wasn't live. I wasn't live. Wade wasn't live. None of the late night live people were on. So Douglas, I was working on editing a video, so I wasn't really paying too much attention to it. I got my video finally edited after 3 or 4 times of rendering it, got it uploaded finally, and I published a video at like 1:30 in the morning, and I accidentally hit the instant premiere button, so I wound up having a premiere at 1 o'clock in the morning. So Douglas comes in and he's like, "Dude, I thought this was a live," and then he's like, "Are you going to go live after this?" And I'm like, "No, I'm going to bed." And then he was like, "But I'm bored. There's nobody else live." And then like 20 minutes after that, Matt goes live for his very first ever live stream. And so everybody is at Matt's live because he's the only one on.
Yeah. It was interesting.
He probably had one of the biggest first ever live streams I've ever seen just because everybody was bored and nobody else was on live. Me, I can't seem to go live without at least 3 or 4 other channels being on live at the same time.
But see, we're doing good right now. So, Val, I understand James was going to actually call a night before I stopped and had to tell you.
Yeah, I've said like 3 times I was going to call it a night, and we're still going. So
I know.
I got to catch up on the chat again, though.
It's because I've missed y'all. I've missed y'all. Believe it or not. I have missed everybody.
Oh, you're talking about doing charts and palm reading and
the most I've ever done. I've never done palm reading. I've never done tarot. I've seen it done.
I have some tarot cards, y'all. They're not here. They're over at my storage, but I got some.
I thought you already sold those.
Nope. I still got them because they never got them.
Oh.
I had a deal with somebody made on Facebook, and they never picked them up.
So that's your second thing of tarot because
I've got tarot cards. I've got all kinds of occult books. Dancing with Dragons.
Anyone's interested in
Dancing with Dragons 2, the workbook.
You've got all that stuff.
I've got several Scott Cunningham books. I have a whole bunch. At least
we don't have a Ouija board. That thing freaked me out. I'd make you get rid of it so
and
fast.
Occult type stuff. I also have a bunch of different crystals and stuff. I've shown a few of them. I sold a few of them, but I still got a whole bunch of that kind of stuff. And a lot of that stuff did not come. Well, it kind of came out of storage, but it came out of personal storage, not out of a storage unit that we bought.
When was this, Matt? Yeah, James has all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I missed your first live, Matt. I'm sorry.
It was at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I wouldn't have been up. Never mind.
Yeah, you want to.
Yeah, James probably caught you though. Yeah, James has all that kind of interesting stuff, and
and I have a cauldron. It's a mini one. It's a tall one, but it's only about this big around, cast iron. It's got the triquetra engraved on the top.
I think whoever it was.
I also have this.
Isn't that the Wiccan symbol?
It's a triquetra.
Oh, but isn't that still a Wiccan symbol? Okay, guys. So even though I don't know,
sort of, it's a symbol.
Oh, okay, one of the symbols. Even though I don't mess with that kind of stuff, I do know people who have. So, I kind of know what I'm looking at when I look at it. But James has a whole bunch of that stuff. So if anyone's interested, he has a whole bunch.
I didn't say it was for sale. I said how.
Oh, really? I thought you were selling it.
Some of it. Oh. Not all of it.
Well, I guess no. Never mind. Hey, I thought y'all were going to go dumpster diving.
They didn't say they were going today.
No, not today. When do y'all usually go dumpster diver? During the
randomly, whenever they feel like. They don't have a schedule.
You don't have a set schedule? Like I was gonna say during the
No, I don't have any rune stones.
Yeah, you did at one time.
No.
You didn't?
No.
I thought you did.
I know what I got on that kind of stuff. I don't have any rune stones.
Oh, I guess. I knew somebody.
But my over the last 30 years, my education into matters of spiritual nature have ranged in a very wide range of topics. It has not been on one particular
Storage Scavenger has
way of looking at the world.
Rhonda, Storage Scavenger has them. Oh, when the dumpster wind blows. Well, hopefully it'll blow and I can catch you on the next time. Let James know so I can catch y'all.
I usually find out when they go live if I'm lucky.
Oh.
Sometimes I find out after the fact because sometimes I don't get their notifications and I've reset my
well, personally send them a message so
bell
that I can
notification to make sure.
But I only cut that one, but then I got sick after that. Oh, so you got some tarot cards in storage too?
Yep, I've got like several decks.
Hey, Gina.
Some of them were my mom's. Hi, Gina Fancy. Some of them were my mom's. Hi, some of them were different people's. 712 is oil upside down. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well. Oh, yeah. I can't. I forget. Y'all have stuff already. Y'all have stuff pre-recorded. Yeah, but I want to catch them live as they're doing it. It's not as fun as when you don't see it live.
I love the recorded videos, but I love their live dives.
I like seeing them go live.
You need to watch they had one where
so then I could just go in and be like,
they had one though that they did just not that long ago where they found a whole bunch of tools.
Oh, that would have been interesting.
Like big industrial tools that were like expensive stuff.
Yeah, that would have been it.
We do it for you.
Huh?
Yeah. They are also the ninjas. The dumpster ninjas.
Oh, really? What is she messaging you for? She removed her streams?
Oh, I think I missed a comment or something.
Okay, we're scrolling. Hold on, guys.
I don't know what.
He doesn't know what you're talking
you
about.
have Halloween fall stuff.
Oh, wait, what? She has what? Falling what? What? I perked up now. Oh, darn, I don't have any money to spend. You know what I want? I want to decorate for Christmas.
Fabric cutting machine sold 2 of the 3 for $1,000.
Oh,
those are the tools that they found in this one dumpster.
That's pretty good.
And they got it for free. What better ROI is that? You make $1,000 off of stuff you pulled out of a dumpster for free. All you got is the energy that it took you to lift it out and put it in your dang car.
I know, right? Y'all did good. Y'all did good. I have to really. I want to be there when y'all go live. I think it's. I like that.
You want James's body?
Huh?
Jessica's got James's body.
Huh?
Yeah, I know there's a lot of conversations going on in the chat, and I'm trying to keep up with who said what.
I see in James's body too. I don't know what you're talking. James, lots of conversations going on in chat. It's all good.
That's what Jessica wants. Oh, okay.
Oh, James.
I always thought you were trying to tell you wanted my body, and I was like, but you don't swing that way. You'd be more interested in Jessica's body.
I'm not even gonna go there with James. I am not gonna go there with James. James, I almost said something really naughty to you and would have made you blush this time. What burritos? Who had burritos?
Those $1,000. So they're talking about the thrifty girls.
I will tell you, the burritos will make me probably sick at the moment.
Far, far away. Burritos, yuck. All right, guys. Well, we've been on for 2.5 hours. We're going to go ahead and call it a night. We got to go take care of some other stuff and get ready for bed.
Join us on Thursday.
We will be back Thursday sometime. I will be posting it up.
Talk about on Thursday.
I don't know yet. Usually Thursdays we do have an open panel discussion if we can.
I got sick off of chili dogs last night.
No, dear, that's not what she's talking about.
Oh, never mind.
So with that kind of
wieners. I ain't talking. I ain't saying a word.
No wieners. I hear Sandy has some wieners y'all might like. They're made out of crystal.
Nasty over here. See, this is the stuff I come up on every single time with James over here.
Hey, it is after midnight, y'all. This is the After Midnight show now.
Okay, we do a disclaimer. Anything.
Anyway, y'all, I am going to call it a night. Thank you guys so much for showing up. We will see y'all next time.
See y'all.